Hello and welcome to Garblag Games. We're playing Warhammer Fantasy Roleplay 4th edition, and this is Flint Steel! Hello and welcome back to session 0 of season 2 of Flint and Steel with our brand new intro, which you've just seen there from Pencilwright. There's a link below to his Twitter account and website. It's an absolutely amazing piece of artwork, the animation of our new logo by Bob, friend of the show, friend of all of us, best mate at my wedding, best man at my wedding, and it's absolutely cracking. I'm Pete the Games Master, and in a minute we'll go around and the guys will tell you who they are and who they were playing last season and what their character was about. What we're going to be doing today is a character conversion episode. So we are going to take the concepts of our characters from season 1 and scratch build them in the new version of Warhammer Fantasy Roleplay 4th edition with all the new rules and all the new processes for character creation. So this should be very interesting from that perspective. If anyone out there has got a 2nd edition campaign and wants to think about how they can switch to 4th, hopefully we can help. But before we do all that, please don't forget to go and check out our Facebook page. Check us out on Twitter and Instagram. We also have a Patreon going at the moment. We are very close to our next goal. We're giving out loads of cool maps, loads of adventures, background into characters in our shows. All of our patrons get a exclusive Discord role where they can come on our Discord and chat to the cast of the shows. So go and check that out as well. We have some awesome people supporting us, and everyone who does helps us make it better for everybody else. I've moved around the studio a little bit, so you may see there's not a blank wall behind me anymore. We've got all the books here. We've moved a bit over there. We've got our Reichland Reaver's finger over there.
That is a cool finger.
I thought it was about time we had a little shift around, and I thought season 2 of Flint and Steel would be a good opportunity for it. Anyway, what we'll do now is we'll go around and the guys will tell you who they are and who they're playing in season 1. And we'll start on my left.
So I'm Simon. I'm playing Alvin Fawkes. So my character, by the end of it, so he started off as a bodyguard for the little guy, and then eventually the little guy moved to some other island somewhere.
Yeah.
And
some prison island, I think.
He buggered off somewhere. So I was then left to become a mercenary. So my character became a mercenary, and my character was kind of like just at the end of the season trying to work out kind of what he was going to do, looking for a bit more of a role for himself, where a focus for what he can do. You know, he's kind of come against bad people, ran away from them while everyone else killed them.
Yep.
Because he doesn't he's a bit scared of things.
And I believe he just learnt to ride a horse and swim.
And I've recently learnt to ride a horse and swim. Now, actually, learning to ride a horse and swim was basically
at the same time.
At the same time.
It was basically because I was really pissed off that my character didn't know how to ride a horse or swim when I've been a farmer my entire life.
Yeah, but lots of sailors
don't really
can't
ride
swim.
horses,
So.
though, do they?
Farmers also don't really do a lot of swimming.
Farmers, no. I was like a trading farmer. I was like a
Historically speaking.
I was like quite well off in the militia. So
Horse riding is super rare, though. Like, if it's medieval, though.
well, you may say horse riding as in galloping round, going to war, blah blah blah. But if you're trying to get from one field to another, you don't take the cart every day.
Yeah.
You'd have to have a pretty big farm to require that.
They had a big farm.
I had a big farm.
But you burned it all down. Anyway.
So I'm sure there
Well, that was just careless, frankly.
There must be somewhere where it tells you
All of it.
the
It was so
real
big, though.
backstory of the character.
Also
There
highly
is.
flammable.
We had an after-show chat episode one
Yes.
time where Simon discussed the real background of Alvin.
The real
So
background of Alvin.
go and check that out on the channel. I believe it's a few episodes ago.
Yeah. I'm not going to do it all again.
And why he's got a bit of a thing about fire.
A bit of a thing about fire.
Cool. Right.
Hi, I'm Kevin, and I'm playing Siegbert Altman von Schultz, who started life as a nobleman, became a priest when he had to come up against chaos and things he could not understand or deal with or cope with in any way. He fell back on piousness that he was raised to when he was, I think he was the 7th son of a nobleman, so he was never going to be in line for any sort of inheritance, and he used to just fritter it all away. But then, and it was coming across. It was a combination of things. One was coming across loads of warpstone and weird mutated stuff, and the other was splitting a dude literally in half with a sword.
That was the
Hand of Sigmar.
Funfenzenzig or
Yeah,
something.
56 damage
That
in
was
one
it.
hit.
Yeah.
It was like
But
We named
that
the
was
episode
first
that in German.
first episode I was in.
That was your very first episode.
First fight in the first episode.
Yeah.
And you
I
like
remember-
fishboned him, didn't you?
I remember saying.
That literally just like chopped him clean in half.
Oh yeah.
I remember
An
saying.
armoured man.
Because I was the bodyguard, right? I won't let him.
Yeah.
And then you literally just.
It's the
I
fact
was
the guy
like,
was
see?
in full mail armour and your
Yeah.
sword went
Through it.
in one side,
Yeah.
all the way through and out the
That
other.
was great.
Siegbert himself.
Go back and check that out as well, because if you haven't
was a
seen
very
season
good
1,
scene.
just generally go back and watch all of it, because
I think
we had so
was a
much
great
fun.
I think that was
Yeah.
probably the second best fight scene in the whole thing.
The second best. What was the first best?
The first best was definitely hanging off a rope.
Oh, the throat punch.
I don't know though, because that whole
Oh, the
bit of
pirouette of
episode-
blood.
The pirouette of blood. I was going to
That's
say.
the episode is called Pirouette of Blood. Go back and check that one out as
Bleeding,
well.
and then you're swinging the thing around. Going, let go.
Yeah, and he was like spinning around it, wasn't he?
And then
Yeah.
we
quite-
shoot him or
And
something.
then he fell off and landed on the box.
Oh yes,
Like on his arse.
But
Yeah, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that was painful.
Yeah.
That scene
straight in
was-
the ass bone.
Anyway,
So I
so a
think,
priest.
I think that,
So a priest, yes.
I think that marginally, but it was.
But he suspects, I suppose, the hand of Sigmar in such feats of strength because he's not naturally a very strong.
And I think
himself.
you've recognised that these guys are maybe slightly wayward and coming up against lots of dark, ruinous powers, and that they
all
need
have
someone to preserve their souls on this journey.
Or still Voltec Chaos.
The humans.
Out-
Speaking of dwarves,
Racist.
you're playing a dwarf.
Speaking of dwarves, is racist.
Is now. Hi, I'm Roger. I played Bagric Rolfson in the first series. He was a dwarf shield breaker, so basically he was a dwarf fighter.
Yeah.
Whose job was there to try and take on the biggest, baddest things to stop the lesser hardy folk getting squished.
You were basically the soak, weren't you?
I was there to try and stand in the way of the big thing while the others kind of finished
And you
up.
did a damn
Quite a lot
fine
of damage
job.
as well.
Yep. Oh, we did. Yeah.
It's a painful.
Yeah,
thing.
he did
You had
that.
a thing about certain body parts. Every episode, you'd remove a certain body part.
Yeah, it was pretty.
That was, in my defence, accidental. It wasn't.
Oh yeah, no, I
deliberately aimed for one.
No, I'm not
I
saying
like to
that.
think
This
you
episode,
called
I will
it.
mostly be chopping off your right leg.
No, you always called it. You were the one. Whenever you got like the right leg first, then all of us would hit right leg for the rest of the episodes.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
For some reason,
Yeah.
it's like, oh, we're doing right arm today.
He's very much the military dwarf.
Yep. Unlike your brother.
Yeah, he is definitely not the military dwarf.
Yep.
He's my twin brother, and he's the thinky dwarf. He's, given that we're from a sort of semi-noble background, back in our sort of semi-poor hold, he's the one that has to do all of the diplomacy, he's the one that knows things.
Torvald the cartographer.
Yeah, so he's very much the yin to the yang.
Yeah, absolutely.
And
You
know,
hit things, he thinks things.
That is entirely deliberate. Bagric was obviously born the bigger of the two, whereas he was the smarter of the two.
Yeah.
And that just kind of fell into a natural role where they actually complement each other really well.
Yeah. So unfortunately, Lawrence can't be here. He's on holiday, and he plays Torvald, and did in season 1 and won in season 2. And likewise, Jim can't be with us, and he plays Heartwin, who began life as a randy bounty hunter, who was often trying to find the nearest brothel.
The pink, whatever it was.
There was some juice or powder and stuff that he was getting into with Gunter and all that kind of stuff. But then slowly he started to realise that he's kind of a dead-eye, accurate shot. And he took on the role of Targeteer.
Randy Targeteer.
Randy Targeteer, sorry. And he's basically got all the ballistic skill in the world.
And some really fancy pantaloons.
He has got
He
very
does like
fancy
fancy pantaloons.
Yes, the purple and yellow, I think they
Please,
were,
Pete,
weren't
the
they?
important points.
Yeah, sorry. Just the highlights.
Yeah, whereas he loves his fancy pantaloons, the dwarves love metal.
pantaloons.
How much armour can we strap to ourselves?
I mean, he's
just
also
like
got a full set. I'm pointing to him like he's there, but he's not. He's also got a full.
He's normally over there.
No,
Full set of
confirmed
plate
he's
mail.
not there.
Got a full set of plate mail.
Cool. Okay, so what we're going to do over the next hour and a half or so is recreate characters for the guys using 4th edition. So I pre-warned the guys that these may not be exactly the same as their previous characters, although we're going to do our damned best to get there. Now, we had available to us the career book. What was the career book for series
Career Compendium.
Career Compendium for 2nd edition? We had that. So I think the Shieldbreaker and Cartographer careers came from those, I believe. And in the new rules, I don't think there are some close options, and we'll go through it, and I will try to sort of explain each step. We'll take the guys through creating that part of their character. I'll talk a bit about the new version as we go, and hopefully give you a bit of an insight into it. And it might be interesting. Right, so let's begin with character recreation, I think we can call it. So what you would normally do first is determine your species. Now, 4th edition has got a really interesting element in character creation that I will go into in a minute, but it won't be relevant for our guys because they've already selected certain elements. So what I'm going to do is give them the free experience points at the beginning. What happens is when you roll for your species, your career, and your attributes, you have an option to take what you randomly roll, or there's an alternative option where you can do something extra, but you don't get some free experience points to add to your character. So if you roll and you say, yeah, I'll take that, you get some experience points.
Yeah.
Whereas if you go, I don't like that career, I want to roll a couple more times, then you lose some of those free experience points. And if you just pick a career, then you lose all of those free experience points. So we'll talk about it as we go. So species. So in 4th edition, slightly different from 2nd edition, and I have to say, I don't really know 3rd edition. And I haven't played 1st edition in a long time.
Completely different.
Yeah.
Third, I mean.
Very, very different world. This is much closer to 1st and 2nd edition. So we'll mostly reference 2nd edition, but I will harken back to the 1st edition as well. So you would normally roll for your species, right? And the choices are human, halfling, dwarf, and then there are 2 types of elves. So you can be a high elf or a wood elf.
Ugh.
So, and
Bloody
again, elves are kind of feared and reviled in the Empire by most people, and especially by dwarves.
Well, they're not feared by dwarves. Dwarves just don't like them. Humans, however, think they're like running off with like children and that
Yes.
sort of thing.
Just a
And
beard thing.
that's normally absolutely.
Can trust a guy with a beard.
Nails cut off someone's beard.
Oh, the War of the Beard. Yeah, that's going back into the lore.
Yeah. Wood elves are seen as kind of forest
Spirit.
spirit, but also they're the ones who go and steal your kids. Whereas the high elves are hoity-toity, stuck-up, arrogant.
Although your average
bastards.
human doesn't know the difference and thinks they're all kind of running off with your children.
Sure.
Not in like a bad way.
Yeah.
In a kind of
Is that just a
disappearing.
general racist thing, or is there any cause for it?
Okay.
No. They basically think that elves are kind of like the boogeymen to a lot of people in the Empire. They don't really know why. I mean, I suppose wood elves kill people that trespass in their land. But
Okay, so if you were just to roll, you'd have a 90% chance of being a human.
Oh.
Then a 4% chance of being a halfling, a 4% chance of being a dwarf, a 1% chance of being a high elf, and a 1% chance of being a wood elf.
Wow.
So it's really hard.
Blimey.
And I quite like this. I think it's quite heavy on the human side. I would like to see a sort of 80-20 share between human and everything else, because I think dwarves are a bit more populous, and I think they should have a higher number than halflings. Depends on where you are, I think.
yeah, I mean, I think dwarves should have probably a bit higher than 4. But
Yeah. Anyway, so because you guys all generated your characters anyway, we will say you all rolled randomly and you get 20 experience points to add to your character. Now, on the front of your sheet, there is a small box for experience. I suggest you don't use that one right now and that you use a piece of paper, one of your old pieces of paper from last season, to note down your running experience total. Right. So we know we're not going to go into the races. If you don't know the Warhammer standard races, where have you been? It's Tolkien, basically, set in Europe. Anyway, let's go through. What else? Sorry, I'm going through the PDF here, trying to go through all the steps. So, career. Now, what you would do is before you even get to your attributes, you would roll your class and career. And it's literally straight roll, and there's one table for all careers in one big list,
Wow.
even though they're broken down into classes.
Yeah.
So in first edition, which I quite liked, when you rolled your attributes, you then picked what class you went into based on your scores. So if you had a high weapon skill, you could be a warrior. If you had a high ballistic skill, you could be a ranger. High initiative, you could be a rogue. And a high, I think it was intelligence and willpower, you could go into academic. I think. I'm not 100% sure. But there was like a little criteria.
I think it was rather than having to have certain things to be that overall thing, certain careers, I think, had a... Oh, no, you're right.
No, you went into a group, and then you looked at that little subtable, and you rolled on that. In this, you would just roll, and it's the whole list. Obviously, it blanks out some that aren't relevant for dwarves, say, at the beginning, or elves, for example.
I think when we created these second edition ones, we rolled, didn't we?
We did roll, and we did the home rule of roll, reverse it, and pick which one you want.
No, that is in there.
That's a standard rule?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what we're going to do is we're going to treat you as if you have rolled, yeah?
Yeah.
And you get 50 experience points.
Crikey.
Now, I'm just going to go through the classes that they have now, and maybe one or two examples of the careers in those. So you've got academics. Obviously, those are the people who do all the thinking. You've got like apothecaries, priests and scholars in there, and wizards. You've got the burghers, who are kind of the townsfolk level, slightly above peasants. So you've got investigators, merchants, those kinds of things. You've got courtiers, like a noble or a spy. You then have peasants, such as a hunter, a scout, a villager. You have rangers, like the entertainer, the road warden, those kinds of things. You have the river folk, like boatmen, river woman, etc. So they've kind of got the town folk, who are the burghers, and then the river folk, who are the river people. Rogues, as you'd expect, grave robber, racketeer, all that kind of stuff. And then you've got warriors, so you've got the knight, pit fighter, soldier, slayer, all those things, all the good stuff. So you would roll on that, and then you just look down, and that would dictate both your career and your class at the same time. Now, personally, I think they missed an opportunity there to have a little bit of division, but you pick a class and then you roll within it. But the way they're setting it up is your attributes come after, so you don't know what your attributes would be at this point.
Yeah.
You would just be picking, I want to be a soldier, and there's no entry requirements. Anyone could be stuck in the army, kind of thing. So we would roll for that, but what we're going to do is we are going to pick our starting career based on which one is closest to the career you started on, and therefore we've got a start point for everybody. So Kevin, Siegbert will start as a noble.
Unfortunately. It was a noble or wizard.
So Simon,
I will start as a protagonist.
you want to start as the protagonist.
Well, I think so.
It's guard or protagonist for you, and
Yeah.
the way your character acted. So guard is more of just the bodyguard and will only stand there and defend, whereas I think Alvin was often sent to go and punch people in the face.
Yeah.
So I'm quite happy with you playing, starting as the protagonist. The difficult one we have in the room is Roger, who I've kind of beforehand recommended that we either go for the guard or the soldier, because they feel like the closest things for Bagric. However, the warrior classes, which are the careers, which are the ones I think you would come from, are cavalryman, guard, knight, pit fighter, protagonist, soldier, slayer, and warrior priest. Now, slayer and warrior priest are not appropriate. I don't think you're a cavalryman.
No, dwarves aren't famed for their cavalry.
Knight is probably a bit hardcore for you. You're not really in the hierarchy. You're out on your own doing your thing. So that kind of left me with guard, pit fighter,
Can
protagonist,
dwarves be knights?
soldier.
Probably not. I
No,
wouldn't
good
thought.
point. They can't be.
No,
They can't be.
Not
Which
So-
didn't seem appropriate.
So pit fighter, protagonist, soldier, or slayer are really, or guard, are the options for
Right.
dwarves.
Not really a slayer.
No, so you're not a slayer. So I thought soldier or guard would be the closest representative for your career. So have a look at those and have a think. The format for careers in 4th edition is that you have an advanced scheme and you have a career path. Now, instead of your career just being a one-off thing with some talents and some advances that you buy up and then it's done, what this allows you to do is continue being that career for the whole life of your character if you want to. And there are 4 stages to each career, and you begin at the first level of your career path, which has this kind of cross symbol next to it here. For example, the bounty hunter, that would be the thief taker, and it has your status next to it. And status is to do with money, but also how you interact with each other and who is in the social pecking order. So it gives you an idea. So brass, silver, and gold, and then the number associated with it is relevant as well. So brass 1 is lower than brass 2, which is lower than brass 3, for example. What you'll see is like nobles begin as like silver and gold, and burghers sort of silver and brass, and then peasants are all brass, and the numbers kind of go down from there. Some warriors are silver, some are brass. It depends on what they are. Now, what you'll do is your advanced scheme will have symbols under each of the stats. And what that means is that represents at what level of your career path you can take advances in that stat.
Wow,
So there's a cross.
soldiers can't have strength, for example.
Is there not?
Not
Oh,
until they get,
okay.
like ever, or not until they
Never.
get to a certain...
There are no symbols under strength.
Okay. So one of the good things about this is we can start to get some thoughts around how the new game works and whether it... So what we're going to try and do, though, is stick to it as it is for now. And then we will maybe home rule a bit later, maybe figure a few things out, maybe figure out, for example, a shield breaker career that we can retrofit maybe into Bagric. But anyway, so there will be 3 attributes that you can advance when you first start your career. 1 when you go up to your 2nd tier, another when you go up to your 3rd tier, and then another when you go up to your 4th tier. So in total there should be 6 of your things that you can advance as you go up.
Can you still advance your 1st tier stuff when you get to the 2nd tier? Or can you
Yes.
only
Yep.
keep what you can?
From that point on, you can advance it. So you can keep. So I mean, yours, for example, you got weapon skill on your 1st tier.
Yeah.
You can advance your weapon skill as you go through.
Yeah.
Now, there's slightly different advancement because there's no numbers on here. You buy 1 point at a time.
Yeah.
And how much that costs depends on how much you've already advanced it.
Yeah.
And it starts to get slightly more maths based, but the talents are still a set number of points, and leaving careers is still 100 and all that kind of stuff. However, one thing I should say is some talents themselves have levels, and you advance skills in the same way that you would your stats.
Okay, cool.
Yeah? Cool. Okay. So, attributes. We'll come back to careers in a bit when we start to talk about what you're actually buying, what you're getting. So your attributes. What we've done, or what we're going to do, is wind back the clock on the characters that we've got Season 2. Go back to the base stats that we rolled, which should be helped by the character sheet from 2nd edition. Which gives you your base profile at the top. We'll undo any talents like very strong.
Very strong, so
Yep.
it's 5.
Yep. We'll take those off and we'll get the base stats. Now, they work slightly differently now. So, originally, let's have a look. Let me just get your old character sheet for a minute. Originally, we had weapon skill, ballistic, strength, toughness, agility, intelligence, willpower, and fellowship. So you still have all of those. Yeah? But you also have initiative, yeah, which went away in 2nd edition, and dexterity. Yeah. Now, your dexterity is added in, I think, mainly for dwarves. The example that everyone gives is that agility is for dodgy stuff and dexterity is for fine motor skills. So a dwarf craftsman will have very high dexterity,
Oh, right, okay.
but a low agility because he's a dwarf and they're thick set. So I think this was put in so that kind of skill difference could be represented. I think agility was probably being used for a lot of skills as well, and therefore it balances things out. Initiative's back in. Let's have a look. Initiative, speed of thought and reaction especially in the heat of battle and when under pressure. It determines combat order and helps you be the first to react to danger. It also determines your powers of intuition and perception.
That probably also sounds more like that was for dwarves as well.
Yeah. So, what you'll see though is things like intuition skills on your character sheet and navigation use your initiative as their stat.
Yeah.
So there is a number for that.
Okay.
Now, this is where things get tricky. So what we can do is we can recreate your stats based on what you had. So humans, your stats will be the same for those things because it's still 2d10 plus 20. Ignore your wounds for now. We'll sort wounds out in a minute. So if you want to, go for it. Fill in those ones. Your initiative and dexterity leave blank for a moment. Roger. So a dwarf has slightly different stats maybe to they did in 2nd edition.
Okay.
So let me just tell you what you add to each of them and then you can calculate those, yeah?
Oh, I see. Okay.
So you'll have to work back.
Yeah, I was going to bring up what I.
Okay, good
rolled
idea. Let's see how
beforehand.
it's different to 2nd edition and then we can just add on those differences. Interesting already. New attributes for players to use and for skills to be used against. Okay, so for a dwarf, weapon skill is plus 30,
Yeah, that's the same.
ballistic skill plus 20,
Same.
strength plus 20,
Mhm.
toughness plus 30.
Yeah.
You don't have initiative. Agility plus 10.
Yeah.
Right. Now, I want everyone to calculate their dexterity based on their agility. So if you're a human, it's the same as your agility score.
Yeah.
For a dwarf, your dexterity is 2d10 plus 30. So it'll be 20 higher than your original agility score. So take your agility.
Should we go through this first before we... Because you're telling me one right in the middle.
Oh, I thought you were writing them down. Sorry. So all your ones have been the same up until now.
Okay, hang on.
It's fine. Don't worry. We'll get the hang of this.
My agility's really good.
What's yours?
Is it
27. Yeah. You're good at punching people, aren't you?
I'm good at punching people, yeah.
So there's no...
You were good at punching people. Hopefully you'll still be good at punching
Okay,
no,
sorry.
Don't wind him up.
No,
So
I've got
what's
a magical
initiative?
spear.
people.
Comes down
Ultimate
to-
spear.
Okay, so
We're gonna have to roll
dexterity,
for that.
sorry.
Your dexterity will be 20 on top of your agility.
20 higher than my old agility.
It's 2d10 plus 30 for a dwarf.
Wow, okay.
What was your old agility?
25.
Yeah.
So I'm
Yeah.
now 45.
Mm-hmm. So you're very good at picking locks. You know,
Does it make
all
sense?
those kind of
Dwarves are
things.
master craftsmen, aren't they?
Yeah, and if you look on
They do
here,
make
you've
the
got
best
things like
stuff.
art is a skill, and there'll be advanced skills that require dexterity, such as smithing and things like that.
Okay. Oh, so smithing's dexterity now.
I wrote
think-
down all the
I think
numbers.
so, we'll
That
see.
makes sense because it always used to be strength, didn't it?
Yeah, and we'll
All right, yes.
I don't know specifically, but
Okay,
I'm
what about
guessing.
intelligence?
it's the same. It's plus 20. Your willpower is 2d10 plus 40.
Okay, that's higher. Sorry, 2d10 plus 40
And what was it in 2nd edition?
plus 20. So my willpower's gone up by another 20.
There you go.
Jesus.
That represents the dwarven iron will.
I think that's probably because they've removed the talent, I guess, because dwarves had one that basically
Possibly.
gave them plus 10 to a lot of stuff.
Yep.
So it's gone up another 10, but it's
Yeah.
not as big a jump.
By the way, elves are sick in this version. Like they've gone back to like first
They've gone back
edition.
to broken as hell, have they?
It's all plus 30 apart from strength and toughness, and then their initiative is plus 40.
What's their strength and toughness pluses? Is it 20?
20. Anyway,
Oh,
and then your
God.
fellowship is 2d10 plus 10, which is probably the same as
Same.
before. Okay, right. Now, let's have a look at
I can't believe they
your-
made elves broken again. In first edition, they were outrageous. They were just better at everything than humans.
I think the thing is that
There's only 2% chance of rolling an elf.
Yeah.
And if you pick to be an elf, then you don't get the starting XP.
Yeah, but it's only...
But it's only 25 XP or whatever. So
Why wouldn't everyone just
wouldn't-
pick
yeah.
to be elves because they're broken as hell?
And
Yeah.
the idea
But
is that
I
the
think-
whole world hates you because you're an elf.
okay, but if we look at
I'm an elf,
if
I'm better
we
at
look at the
everything.
reason why we have a noble and not a wizard is because if you'd have been a wizard, you would have died in episode 1.
Yeah, yeah, because
Roger literally
You would
threatened to
have
kill
died
me
in episode 1,
in my sleep.
right? So
I didn't know even know if he
not
meant my
not in
character.
your sleep. That would be
point is-
dishonourable.
if someone had chosen to be an elf, they would have died in the first episode.
Because that's the thing, though.
Wouldn't
If someone had chosen to be
It
an
would have
elf,
been really hard to make the party work with it.
but if someone had chosen to be an elf, everyone would have to kind of social contract-wise somewhat sign off on it, or you just wouldn't play it in the first place. So at that point, you're already OP.
Yeah.
Because everyone's kind of going, all right, the GM will figure a way around making this
no.
work.
No, I think we pretty much would have just.
Well, not
turned
us, but I
around and
mean
said,
normal.
You're an elf,
nice
jog on.
You're an elf. Yeah, that's it.
Right. So
Re-roll your character.
what we don't have for anyone is an initiative score.
Yes.
So I think we should roll
Cool.
initiative. So
What
it's
do we roll?
2d10 plus 20.
I didn't bring dice.
Is that for everyone?
Because that would have made sense.
That is for everyone. You've
I
all
think
got the
I didn't
same. Here we go. I've got some dice here.
Pretty sure I have a book.
I have coins.
It's a nice clack of dice.
That would have been an awful roll if I was
Correct currency.
rolling
Thank you.
something. That's a 99.
It's never going to work.
So
I'm not trying to roll high. I'm trying to roll high.
High.
Right?
Yeah.
high's good.
Ah, 92.
No,
Well,
add
no,
them together.
9 and 2, so that'd be 11.
There you go.
Do I keep
Three.
re-rolling? Do I keep
Okay,
re-rolling
no.
ones until I've stopped getting a 1?
So that is
23.
yeah 23.
That's marginally.
Really?
Yeah, I rolled 2, and Pete let me re-roll.
I let him
one.
re-roll a 1.
I'm
got
going to
one.
be going first!
Yeah, I'm
Okay,
I'm
so
never going.
wait now.
That's a novelty for me.
If you leave all your attributes as they are, and this is an option you didn't have last time.
Yeah.
If you leave all your blah 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 blah, you get 50 XP.
Right.
If you want to rearrange the numbers,
Oh, I see. So that allows you to move them around.
yep, then you only get 25 XP. And if you're not happy at all, instead allocate 100 points across the 10 characteristics. No, we won't do that. We
Oh,
can-
I'm
think-
not happy. I would like a
I think
100
we
points.
should leave it as we are. Yeah.
23.
So you'll get 50 experience points
That
Plus 50.
100 points across all characteristics sounds outrageous.
across the
Lean
10,
low?
with a minimum of 4 and a maximum of 18 allocated to any single characteristic.
Yeah, but my point being is, that's what, 50 XP you lose if you ignore that?
Which we will find out shortly how much of a big
Okay.
thing that is.
Okay, but
I don't think it is, but
adding 100 to your stats, so it's basically adding 10 to everything.
yes, but 50 XP will actually get you several percentage points on your stats.
Yeah.
Yeah, but if you add 10 to each stat, that is 100 points of stat.
We've got 10 stats, yeah? And if you split 100 points evenly, you'd have 30 and everything if you're a human.
Oh, hang on, it's take 10, it's not add 10 points to every stat.
No.
Oh, that makes more sense.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I'd be on weapon skill 56.
Right, the next thing we need to do is determine your wounds. Now, wounds, you may have noticed, or may have not noticed, that on your career advance scheme, there isn't a wound advancement.
Is that because they don't change?
I think so. I suspect so. I would also like to point out I haven't read everything through the book. I've been trying, but between all the other stuff going on, and having nearly a 2-year-old child, it's kind of crazy. So, anyway, I don't know why I decided to set up a YouTube channel just as my wife got pregnant. But anyway, cool. Right, so on the back of your character sheet, you will see a little box that says wounds.
Yeah.
Now, what that tells you the steps in creating your wounds. So first off, you find your strength bonus, which is the first digit of your strength score.
Your
The tens unit, the tens
Everything is
number.
free.
Yeah. So write that in that box. Yep. The next box, your toughness bonus times 2. Write that down. And then in the next box, write down your willpower bonus. Now the reason they get you to write these down individually is because they will change. And it helps you to recalculate your wounds as you go. Now basically there's a hardy bit, and I believe that is a talent that you can buy levels in, and every level of it adds a wound.
Okay.
Okay?
So these are just
So currently add those up together and put that in the wounds box at the bottom.
So ignore the hardiness, but just 10 wounds.
Yep. Cool.
So,
Okay. How many wounds have you got, Alvin?
11.
11. Siegbert?
12.
18.
18? What's your toughness bonus?
5.
5. Jeez. Right.
I got
Blimey.
it.
My toughness bonus is 6.
No, 5 by 2, so 10.
Yeah.
Oh, right.
His base toughness
yeah,
bonus
base
is
toughness.
5.
My bonus
2
is 3
times
years.
by 2.
But that it's also the
Okay.
willpower bonus for me is 5.
Oh, yeah, good point. Yeah.
Because my willpower, because I get an extra 20 now, has gone crazy.
Yep.
My willpower is really low.
So yeah, my strength bonus is 3, which is probably the same as
Here's a
both
gold
of
coin.
yours.
Well, I mean, kind of also makes
Here's a
sense
one.
because
Dwarves are supposed to be like super
supposed to-
tough.
Yeah, yeah.
Kind of makes
They are
sense.
really tough.
That works for me.
They are really
But I
tough.
got a spear and you got short arms, so
But
I'm all good.
if elves are so high on everything, wouldn't they be mega tough? It just doesn't. That doesn't.
Yeah, that doesn't make
They've got
sense.
high willpower,
Elves
but not
also
a high toughness.
Yeah.
Elves shouldn't be as tough as a human, though.
So the difference comes in the next section, which is fate and fortune, and resilience and resolve. And these are the extra points people get.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. Before we do that,
Oh, hang on.
Movement,
Did
sorry.
we get XP for something?
so you got,
Yeah, we
you
got
get
50
You
for our
should have-
stats.
Yep.
You
should
should
have 120.
120.
Yep. And talking of experience points, well, we'll go through it stage at a time. Actually,
Yeah, sorry, no, I
Do
was
it
just
step at a
checking
time.
because I missed one.
Yep, that's cool. Movement. So there should be a movement area on your character sheet.
Somewhere.
Yep. So your movement, if you're a human, is 4 in that
Hang on.
first box.
Where's movement?
On the front, below fate, resilience, and experience. There's like a wide.
Oh yeah, got it,
movement
got
box.
it.
So dwarf is 3, human is 4,
Yeah.
elf is 5.
Of course it is.
Of course it is. Right. So fate and fortune and resilience and resolve. Now these are the points that you have to help you survive the grim and perilous world of Warhammer Fantasy Roleplay. So fate and fortune you'll be familiar with, but I will go through what they are so that we can be clear for the viewers as well. So your fate represents your destiny and is directly tied to your fortune, a measure of your luck. Your resilience is your inner strength, which is directly related to your resolve, defining, what does that say? Your gut. Your grit, sorry.
Your gut.
I've got it small.
Sausage.
Bacteria, yogurt, all good.
Your resilience also comes with a motivation, which is a single word or phrase describing what drives your character, and is a way that you can get those points back. So
Gold?
If you do your motivation, then you can get resilience points back.
Oh,
So,
okay.
determining fate and resilience. So humans begin with 2 fate points and 1 resilience point, but they get 3 extra points to split between those 2. Once I tell you what they do. Dwarves, you get 0 fate points
Ooh.
and 2 resilience points, and 2 extra points to share between the 2 once I tell you what they do.
So it's 2 fate and
2 fate, 1 resilience.
1 resilience.
Oh,
And then
3
3
extra.
others when you tell us, yeah.
And once you've actually assigned them, your fortune is the same, equals the same as your fate, and your resolve is the same as your beginning resilience. It's like fate and fortune points in second edition, where it's like one number, you can spend them every session to do stuff, or you can burn one to save your life, kind of thing. Let's have a look. Fate and motivation.
Do elves have like 17 of both?
See page 170 for more. They have 0 in both, and 2 points to buy extras at the beginning.
I was
Okay.
just waiting for them to go, you know what,
So-
I just need some more help.
Let me just describe to you what they do.
Because they need to fight all of the other PCs in session 1.
Yeah. Player characters have destiny. While their ultimate future is a mystery and there is no guarantee it will be glorious, heroic, or even pleasant, they are seemingly fated for something important. To represent this, you begin play with a number of fate points. They mark you out from the rest of the denizens of the old world, hourly to survive really bad, horrible things. You have an equal number of fortune points. You can spend a fortune point to re-roll a failed test. Add 1 success level to a test after is rolled, and I'll tell you about success levels in a bit. But that's making your success better. At the start of the round, choose when to act in that round regarding initiative order. So that's what you can do with fortune. You can burn a fate point to do one of 2 things. Die another day. Instead of dying, your character is knocked out, left for dead, swept away by a river, or otherwise taken out of action. You will survive, but kind of removed from the current encounter. So bull rushes and all that kind of stuff.
Aragorn in Lord of the Rings going over the cliff.
Yes, absolutely. Or, how did that miss? Your character completely avoids the incoming damage by some extraordinary fluke, such as Slipping just as a blow is about to connect, a weapon mysteriously jamming, or an unexpected source of light blinding an opponent. One of the two options.
That sounds pretty handy.
The first option takes you out of play, but allows you to fight another day, for all your character may be battered, bloody, etc. The second option allows you to continue fighting side by side with your companions, but leaves you in significant danger, meaning you may need to spend more fate points in later rounds. So basically, you're about to do this, you're about to die anyway, so you can either go, I'll spend it and disappear, or I'll spend it and stay here and I might die next round. So maybe do that if you've got more than one fate point. Okay? And it's up to me how you guys would survive the encounter if you do that. You regain all fortune points at the start of every gaming session. Mm-hmm. So it's the same as second edition.
Sounds really similar in that system.
And we'll be doing...
fate points, I assume you never recover. They're like your...
No, yeah, fate points.
Fate
I
points
think Pete can give us some if he wants to, but...
If something absolutely amazing happened, and you did something so cool that I couldn't deny it.
Like you cut someone in half.
Or fighting one-on-one with an ogre.
Yeah.
In half, Pete.
Yeah, you know.
In one blow. Through mail armor.
Hey, I don't know if anything like that's happened, so if it does, you know, we'll see.
If it happens again, you definitely have to do it.
Sure.
So you get more than 50 damage in one swing again.
So, fate and fortune allow you to avoid physical harm, basically, or do physical things a bit better. Resilience and resolve is all about your soul and your corruption and surviving psychology. Yeah? Those kinds of things. And conditions. So, it's same again. You have your resilience and your resolve. Resilience, you burn them. Resolve is every session. Resilience is easier to get back because you get a motivation, and we'll do motivations in a minute. So you can spend your resolve to become immune to psychology until the end of your next round.
Oh, that's really cool.
Yeah? To ignore all modifiers from all critical wounds until the beginning of the next round. So you just stagger on fighting. Remove one condition. If you removed the prone condition, regain one wound as you surge to your feet. Okay? Yeah. So it's kind of a handy thing. You can get over a bit of
It'll take more
hardship.
than that to keep me down type moment in a film.
Yeah. Resilience, however, is to defy the corruption that's trying to take over your soul. So you can do two things with it. One, I deny you. You may choose not to develop a rolled mutation. Because you do not mutate, you do not lose any corruption points. And corruption comes later. I will not fail. Rather than roll the result of a test, you choose the number instead, allowing you to succeed in even the direst of situations. In an opposed test, you always win by at least one success level. You can even choose to do this on a test already failed.
Wow.
Yeah, that's a resilience point. So that's burning a resilience point. But that's really cool. Now, the thing about Warhammer Fantasy Roleplay 4th edition is the success level system. So when you roll against a skill, there are two ways you can count success levels, and I'm going to go for their optional one because it's a bit easier. But like in 2nd edition, for every 10 points below your skill, you get a
So it's like
success
degrees
level.
of success.
Degrees of success, exactly. However, the optional version is that you take the number on the tens die as your number of success levels. So if your skill is 54 and you roll 12, you have one level of success. You always have one level of success, so the 0 if you rolled 8.
So even if
for
you
example,
rolled like a 3.
even if you rolled a 3, you'd have one level of success. If your skill is 54 and you roll 50, it's very close to your skill level and you get 5 levels of success. Or we can do maths the other way around and go, right, you rolled a 17, your skill is 32. How many levels of success is that? It just
Probably
slows
easier
things.
to keep it simple.
It slows it down a little bit. I think they should make that optional rule because the chances are actually exactly the same. But what it means is the rolling low, you got to roll low, but just low enough under your skill to hit your skill level.
And how excited will I be when I don't know what my stat is? I roll 50 something and look at it.
I'm either going to fail or it's going to be a really good success.
We're going to kill him! No!
Also, if you roll a double, it's a critical. Now, if you roll a double when you pass, it's a critical success.
Oh, God.
If you roll a double when you fail, it's a critical failure.
Well, so criticals are going to be more common.
Yes. So, if your skill is 67, and you spend a resilience point, you pick the score 66 on your die, you get 6 success levels and a critical.
Yeah.
And
And you
boom,
execute
you've chopped
the
the guy's head
younglings.
off. Order 66, yeah. Cool. Okay, so that's how those work. So how have we spent those points? Have we?
If Hartman ends up with like a really high ballistic skill again, that could lead to some serious fuckery.
Yeah,
Like
absolutely.
an 80 something
Yeah,
ballistic skill.
88, and
Yeah.
Oh, I
got-
just rolled an 88. Oh, I just shot him through the face.
Yeah, and it bounced off the wall and came back.
And
to
then
the back
actually,
of the head
However,
and, like,
through
back
one
to-
eye socket.
in
out
combat,
back,
what happens is you roll and I roll.
Yeah.
You roll to attack me, and I roll to dodge you, and our success levels count against each other. And then wherever the balance lies, that person gets advantage in that round. If the attacker wins, they hit. If the defender wins, they gain advantage. Advantage is literally, you now have plus 10 to everything you're doing.
And that
And it
builds up,
stacks.
doesn't it?
So you can have 5 advantages, so you're at plus 50, as long as you keep your momentum and you don't stop doing, like, aggressive or... excuse me.
basically, if you press
Active
the
things.
attack or whatever.
Yes.
Yeah.
Then you keep that going. Anyway. Right, so you've gone 3 and 3.
3 and 3, yeah.
Okay, Kevin, how have you gone with yours?
Yeah, I'll do the same actually. 3 and 3.
2 and 2.
2 and 2. Probably a good idea to have a bit
Well,
of
I
a
had
balance.
0 fate points. I thought that sounded bad.
Okay,
You said? Did you say that resolve stays your initial resilience as well? You said
That's the same,
When
yeah.
you,
so when you've spent those points,
or when I've spent
yeah,
it,
you now put in that it's the associated.
So they're,
number.
they're all
they're
the
both the same, yeah.
Yeah. They're all the same. Okay, so motivation. All characters choose a motivation. It represents your character's core essence, a word or phrase that sums up what you live for. In addition to the obvious role-playing benefits for portraying a character, motivation is used to help you regain resolve points. When considering your motivation, think of something that is fundamental to your character's nature. Also try to make your motivation something fun to roleplay, something that will work well with the other PCs and their motivations. I want to kill dwarves.
Kazoot!
So, a thrill seeker, protect the weak, uphold the law.
Meth addict.
Just really, really love meth.
Clan honour, what's the... We'll let that gestate and you guys have a think about what that might be. Okay, cool. So, skills and talents.
Just gonna draw a little
Right.
twin-tailed
So,
comet next.
I'm going to go with true justice.
Okay.
Is that the law or your opinion of justice?
What do you think? It's Simon we're talking about.
Oh,
Sorry, Alvin we're talking about. And not the...
T-R-U-E. Justice.
Just.
true
No,
justice.
And then
I
ice
just,
done.
I just kind of like
just in between.
in between.
No, you could do in between, couldn't you? Yeah, 7. Yeah.
Just ice.
Just ice. Yeah. Okay, so skills. Skills represent areas of trained learning or experience. Blah, blah, blah. We all know...
The extra one's on my toes.
Give him a
What's
kick.
it mean?
No,
Let me
it's somewhere
take the
else.
sock off.
Somewhere else.
Oh,
I
God.
can't read it. I can't read it.
Oh.
Wait a minute. I know you can. Anyway. Sorry. Okay.
More
I
So-
don't go there.
So, species, skills, and talents. Each species has a variety of skills and talents to choose from. You may choose 3 skills to gain 5 advances each, and
Wow.
3 skills to gain 3 advances each. Now, my suggestion would be you don't total this all up yet, because we're going to do lots of advances and things.
So 3 skills.
So,
5 advances,
from
3
your
skills.
species skills, yeah. So, human species skills,
Yeah.
are maybe on your character sheet. Make a little mark next to these.
Yeah.
Animal care, or write them down if they're not there. If they're not there, they go over here. Yeah.
Around there, they go over.
Animal
this one.
care,
Oh, this one.
charm, yeah.
Yeah.
Cool,
Yeah.
Cute.
yeah. Evaluate, gossip, haggle, sorry, labyrinth, language, Bretonian language. Oh no, language of Reiklander. Sorry.
I can speak my own language.
Leadership, Is that on there?
Yeah.
Law, brackets, Reichland.
It's not there.
Melee basic. And ranged bow. In brackets, bow. Not there? Okay.
A lot of these aren't.
In the extra one. So there's some extra skills that. So the character sheet has.
Is that the grouped and advanced
So-
skills?
Yeah, grouped and advanced
It
skills.
was law, Reichland, and language, Reichland, was it?
Let's see. Oh, which
Yeah.
way? Yes. So
Well,
what
law,
you can
no,
see
sorry,
here
language Reichspiel.
is we've got Reichspiel. We've got the kind of standard skills here, and then a space for extras. I'm getting I already have a feeling that space won't be big enough.
No, we're going to need more.
Yeah.
I
Anyway.
suspect.
Right.
Answer the
So pick 3 of those for 5 advances, and 3 of them for 3 advances, and literally just write in the advance box 3 or 5.
Oh, hold on, sorry. How many advances?
So 3 of these skills get 5 advances, and 3 of these skills get 3 advances. Basically, an advance is a +1. So when I say 5 advances, that's effectively a +5.
That was the human one, though, so that's
Yeah.
Yeah, no,
everyone
but
gets this. You
I'm
get to
just writing down the base and all the skills.
Yeah. So for dwarves, right? Consume alcohol.
Yes.
Cool. Endurance.
Yeah.
Entertain. Storytelling.
Okay.
That must be a grouped one, a new one. Or have you got entertain there?
Yeah. I just
Okay,
got
so storytelling. Yep. Evaluate.
It's not there. I'm assuming we don't get these anyway.
You get to
Only
pick.
if we
You get to
purchase them.
advance these. Yeah,
Yeah.
if you want to. Intimidate. I'm guessing
is
you're going to
that?
go for that one. Language. Kazalid. What is it, Roger? Say it. Kazoo! Brilliant. Law dwarfs.
Hang on. Hazard. Lord Dwarf.
Yep. Dwarfs. Dwarfs, not dwarves. Dwarfs. Law geology.
Oh, hang on. Sorry, when you say law, you mean LORE.
Yes.
Sorry.
As in
misinterpreted.
knowledge. The law of the
Law
dwarfs.
geology.
Yep. And law metallurgy. Or metallurgy.
Metallurgy, yeah.
However you want to say it. Saying it for our American viewers now. Melee basic, which I'm assuming
is
you're
on
going to
there.
enjoy that one. And trade any one in brackets.
Trade. Breaking. Wherever somewhere beginning with B is in the old world. Breaking Bogenhafen.
Okay,
Trade
right.
any.
So,
Just briefly,
how you doing?
well, I'll put them all in, but they're mostly useless.
It is true,
Yeah, they are, really. Can you tell me what
This is like the background of being a human.
the characteristic, because I've not got the characteristic for some of the skills.
I will go over those once we've accumulated them all.
Can I ask, what does cool do?
Cool is keeping your head in combat.
Yeah. I assume it's worth having. But
It is
just
worth
don't know
having.
what it does.
Okay, so
Yeah. Do you want me to read? Do you want me to find that
yeah,
and read it
because
out
something
to you?
like melee
Yeah,
basic.
Sure. Let's
does
go
that-
through.
yeah.
We'll go through a couple of
It seems
skills.
like-
I don't know if that just means I can use
Because
it.
it's willpower
Maybe
based,
not.
that's why I'm like...
Okay. Right. Hang on. I've got to the skills section.
Fellowship based.
Here we go. Right.
not that
What
one.
skills do we want to have a talk about?
Melee
That's just cool,
basic.
because the rest of them seem like they make sense.
Okay. Melee basic.
I just want to basically. Does that just allow me to use it, or does that make me better at using it?
Yeah.
I'm just trying to establish how the skill works.
Yeah, like if I don't put anything into language Reichspiel, can I just not talk?
No, I
You
think
just don't get
I just think
you
have
don't get
the
any
base
advantage.
I actually don't think I can talk to
I
you.
think you can do most of those. Let's have a look. I'll go to the skills section. It's a very good question.
It just seems like it's not
Basic
worth putting
and advanced
points into
skills.
language Reichspiel, because we're probably not going to be asked to roll on it.
Well, I actually can't.
Yeah,
it
yeah,
means
yeah.
like,
Yeah.
can I not talk
Probably
to
just
them
gonna
then?
have to talk.
Okay.
Because I can't take language Reichspiel. I just kind of go every time you talk.
Okay.
Like Arnie in the first
I will
episode.
tell you if you shut up. Okay. Basic and advanced skills. Basic skills represent innate or common abilities that you might practice in day-to-day life. Basic skills can be tested even if you have taken no advances in them. To do this, simply attempt to test using the characteristic associated with the skill. So all the stuff on the character sheet is the basic skills, and you can do them. Yeah. Those ones are ones that you're species are more inclined to in their childhood and their early life, and therefore you can have some advances in them. Advanced skills require specialist knowledge, training, or first-hand experience. You may only test an advanced skill if you have taken at least one advance in it. If you have not, you cannot attempt to test the skill. Fair enough.
So if I don't take Lord Dwarves, I know nothing about dwarves despite being a dwarf.
Because, Laura Reichspiel isn't on the list.
I think that means you get the skills, but you don't have to put points in them. I think you get all of those skills, and they're considered your species skills if you want to put advances in them.
Yeah, but if I don't put advances, I literally can't do
I
them.
would think that you have them. I'll double check in a moment.
Because otherwise...
But group skills, some skills are classified as grouped. This means the skill is an array of related skills under one heading. Each related skill is called a specialization. When a specialization is mentioned, it's in brackets. When you gain an advance in a group skill, you must allocate the advance to an appropriate specialization. Blah, 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 blah. Sometimes you will need to select a specialization yourself, should this be required. Group skills are handled in the same way as normal skills, with each specialization handled like a unique skill. So, don't worry about law. Law is like separate skills, effectively, but they called it law with brackets for lots of different laws. They just didn't want to call it dwarf knowledge and
No, I get
geology
that, but-
knowledge. I'm going to go back.
But isn't it like skill levels? Isn't it if you only have a basic knowledge in something, then you can only
So-
make
I'm
a
just trying.
basic.
Yeah, basically, I'm trying to work out if I don't put points in law dwarves, do I literally know nothing about dwarves?
No, you... Okay, so you have all of those skills.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we have them all. We just
When you learn a skill, note it down. Yeah.
So
If
we
you
have
learn
them
the
to
skill
say,
again,
oh.
add the extra advances to the old total to create a new. If you learn a talent, record it in your talent list. Some talents. Yeah. Note: all characters are assumed to be fluent in Reichspiel, the language of the Empire, and do not need to take it as a skill. Sorry, which is why I got confused. So you guys actually have language Bretonnian
Okay.
as a skill that you can.
so you can all now speak Bretonnian, despite the fact you couldn't before.
Yeah. So
Oh, just remember.
I think that would mean that you have all of those skills, but you can now pick three to have 5 advances and 3 to have 3 advances. Yeah?
Yeah.
So have you humans sorted that out?
Yeah.
Yeah? Because then we have talents. Talents, we pick some and we roll some as humans, whereas dwarfs get a bunch. Wait for it.
I'm just getting ready.
You're getting ready. Okay. So, where are you? Career skills and talents. Okay. Humans, you get one of these 3. So, Kevin, make a note of this so I can find them in the talent section later. Doomed, savvy, or suave.
Did you say doomed?
Doomed.
Why would you want to take doomed?
And then, well, we'll find out in a minute. I assume you get something for choosing to be doomed.
I've had Savvy before.
Doomed.
And then you roll 3 random talents, which we'll do in a moment. Dwarves, write these down.
Hold on. So these talents.
Talents, and there's a couple of options. So, magic resistance, you get that. Night vision,
Hang on.
write faster.
Night vision.
Yep. You then get to pick one of these 2, and I think I know which one you're going to go for.
No.
You get to choose either read write or relentless.
What does relentless do?
It isn't read right. Surely that's the only thing you need to know.
So let me
I
find.
get energy drink. That's a British brand of energy drink. I don't know. Well, I'm assuming it's British. I don't know if you get it abroad.
It's like Red Bull. Anyway.
Yeah. But in a
Okay, when you have your mind set on a target, there is nothing anyone can do to stop you
Yeah, I'd take read right.
reaching them. If you use advantage when disengaging, you may keep a number advantage equal to your level of relentless. Further, you may use advantage to disengage even if you have lower advantage than your opponents. So basically, this means you can break away from someone or keep your advantage without losing it, so that you can go into combat against somebody else.
Or presumably, if you kill someone, then move on to the next person. You can
Yes.
keep some of it as well.
Yeah,
That sounds cool.
it seems to be about
I mean, I think we all know what you're going
That
to take
sounds,
read right.
That does.
Or
To be honest, it does
rewrite.
sound far more Bagric.
You can read and write.
I'm gonna apparently forget how to read and write.
Doesn't sound right.
Bagric just suddenly goes.
You might get it. You might get it later. We'll see. We'll see.
Can't believe you're not going to take.
Because then you'd be really annoyed if you didn't take Relentless and you got it later.
If that happens, we can.
Okay.
I was
we
going to
can
say I'd be
sort
pretty
that out.
pissed. Yeah,
Right.
that sounds
Okay.
like one of those talents
So
that doesn't come up very often.
you then get to pick between. Where are we? Resolute or strong-minded, and we'll get back to that in a minute. But you get sturdy. So you've got sturdy, and then resolute or strong-minded, and we will go and have a look at those now.
You know what sturdy means, don't you?
Is that the one? Well, I had sturdy in the old one, but
I'll tell you what
that
it
was
does.
the one that meant I
Means you
could
can-
carry
means you
like
can-
everything. I
Means you
think.
can hover over the pan.
You have a brawny physique or are very used to carrying things. Increase the number of encumbrance points you can carry by your strength, your sturdy level times 2. So sturdy is 1. So these have levels. Yeah. So when you get them, they start as a 1. Yeah. So basically, your sturdy level you multiply by 2, and then you can carry that much more encumbrance.
So I can carry 2.
Yeah. So encumbrance doesn't work in pounds anymore. Things have an encumbrance value, and just
Yeah.
if they're big and bulky or
Yeah.
hard to carry, then they cost a couple of points. So you'll probably find that armour costs a few points of encumbrance, for example. Right, so you could either be resolute. Yeah. Resolute.
which does.
You launch into attacks with grim determination. Add your level of resolute to your strength bonus when you charge.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so there's that. Or strong-minded.
Only when you charge them.
You are the epitome of determination and resolve. Add your level in strong-minded to your maximum resolve pool.
That, to be honest, that does sound like Bagric. I mean, well, both of them kind of do.
Yeah.
But what's that last one called?
Strong-minded.
Strong-minded
Right.
does sound very cool.
You have a think about those. Right, guys. 3 random talents.
Are we going to do Doom Suave?
Yeah, we need to find-
Oh, yeah. Oh, right. Yeah, sorry. I was getting carried away with that.
We only pick one of them, do we?
Okay, so Doomed. Let's have a look. Doomed. At the age of 10, a priest of Moor called a Doomsayer took you aside to foretell your death in an incense-laden, coming-of-age ritual called the Dooming. In conjunction with your GM, come up with a suitable dooming.
Doom.
Should your character die in a fashion that matches your dooming, your next character gains a bonus of half the total XP your dead character accrued during play. And examples...
That's a trade down!
In examples of dooming are
I'm not going
from
with
darkness
Doom. Are you gonna
cometh
go with
the
Doom?
raven.
If it was half
Beasts
again on
of the
top
field hath eyes for thee.
I'm not going.
Plague and dark disease
I'm not
shall
going to.
bring thee to thy knees.
No, because if it was like you get half your experience so far again for your new character, then it'd be like, oh, I get to trade up because this is an opportunity for me to
Yeah.
kill myself this way. That'd be cool. But this is going, hey, you want a character half as good as your own one? Die in a cool way. No!
Well,
that's a
if you
lose.
die, you just die. You just come back as a character with no extra
Yeah,
Yeah,
experience points.
if you die, you literally get nothing.
Okay, right. What were the other ones? Savvy. You gain a permanent +5 bonus to your starting intelligence characteristic. Alvin is not allowed to take that one.
I used to have
Suave.
something,
Suave.
That's
This is
plus
probably
5
more,
fellowship. I
Yeah,
think,
it would
if it's
probably
the
be,
same as second.
+5 bonus to your fellowship characteristic.
So is Savvy +5
It's
intelligence?
probably more your thing. Savvy is intelligence, Suave is
+5.
fellowship.
The problem is,
You want dooming, don't you?
my fellowship
Fire.
is so bad.
Fire
My- the problem is, my-
consume
Dooming.
thee.
Dooming.
I
Fire hot. Don't worry,
think-
dwarf will help.
I think I
Fire
might have
indeed
to
hot.
Doom. The problem is,
Okay.
is that my fellowship's 24.
Oh, look, the doom thing actually fits with your character
And if
because we've
I-
had this whole fire theme
Yeah.
going. I
And
think
if I pick Suave, my fellowship would go up, and that would kind of be wrong.
That would just annoy
Yeah, but you've
You
been
know.
chatting up all the ladies.
and
I've been trying
and
so hard.
if anyone's going to die a stupid death,
Yeah, okay.
it's Alvin.
Where do I write Doomed?
Under
Under
talents.
Okay.
No,
Your
that's
talent is
skills.
doomed.
That's skills.
Skills,
Bottom
okay.
left.
Okay.
I'm just hearing Fraser from Dad's Army. You're doomed.
You're doomed.
Doomed. You're
IKEA.
gonna do that. You're doomed.
You're
You're doomed.
Right. Okay. So,
I'm good.
Kevin and Simon, roll 3 times and tell me your numbers.
Is it
Do you
like
want
It's
100?
percentile. Percentile. Yeah.
87.
87. Suave.
200?
20.
So you,
98.
98. Warrior born.
Oh, yeah.
+5 weapon skill.
We'll find out, but yeah, probably. Sorry, let's just Kevin roll his other one.
16.
16. Cool-headed. So you rolled 20.
20.
That's craftsman. I believe that might be farmer.
Farmer.
Well, we'll
yes!
see.
I think farmer.
We'll see. We'll see.
I
Right,
think
next one.
cool-headed is
I mean,
+5
double farmer.
willpower. I
50.
think
50.
if it's like the old one.
Nimble-fingered.
+5. That's really good.
That is pretty good.
And I rolled like all
Everybody's
mid-30s for most of my stuff anyway.
And 44.
44.
It's a double. It's a double. It's
Mimic.
a critical.
Mimic.
Great, you're an impressionist.
This is the lot of humans. You get
I basically
to
have
roll,
crap.
and there are some really cool things,
Yeah.
but you don't get them.
I've just got a whole
Okay,
pile of crap.
so cool-headed.
All +5. I think.
+5 willpower.
+5 bonus to your starting willpower characteristic.
Nailed it.
What's next alphabetically? Craftsman.
Yeah.
You have true creative talent. Add the
Crop
associated
circles.
trade skill
Yeah.
to any career you enter. So basically, craftsman farmer,
Yeah.
you then, your career has the trade skill farmer automatically attached to it.
Okay.
Look at that. So you were insistent on having trade farmer, and it's happened. That's quite cool.
amazing.
Get a
So,
repeater
is that
handgun and be a
talent?
lead farmer.
Is that
Talent. Craftsman farmer.
You know, I'm right.
If the trade skill is already in your career, you may instead purchase the skill for 5 XP fewer per advance. Ooh, that's quite nice. Right, next alphabetically. What have we got?
I'm an N and an M.
What have you
I
got?
got cool-headed already. I'm on S's and W's.
Oh.
Okay. Mimic?
Yeah.
Mimic.
This is what you sound like.
Okay, mimic.
Please!
This relates to entertaining acting tests. It's so good. It's so good. You have a good ear for accents and dialects and can reproduce them accurately. You may replicate any accent you are exposed to for at least a day with an initiative test.
Is he still supernumerate?
No,
No.
he's forgotten all the numbers.
Look,
Can
we-
he, though?
we are. I don't know if that's even.
The thing is my initiative's 23, so I can't actually do mimic. I'm basically just really bad.
Oh, that is the thing in this.
So basically, what you're doing is you're literally going, this is what you sound like.
Yeah.
To a dwarf who's like...
Okay.
Followed by-
nimble fingered.
Middle fingered, yeah.
+5 to dexterity characteristic
Oh, that's a
to
good
begin
one.
with. Just straight on the profile. Kevin?
So what we did already, right? It's
Yep.
+5 fellowship.
Yep.
Warrior born. I'm assuming his weapon skill might be strength.
Warrior born +5 bonus to your starting weapon skill characteristic. Okay.
So I got +5 weapon skill, +5 int, +5 fellowship, and +5 willpower. Cool.
Okay.
That'll work.
So, right, now turn to your career in chapter 3.
Okay.
Or in your handy handout.
Yeah.
There's not to be
Okay,
removed
so sorry,
from
to
this
go
room.
back to the two choices I had.
Oh yes,
I
sorry.
quite like the one of just being utterly like, you're not
Relentless.
moving me. Well, no, Relentless is the one I've taken already.
Okay.
That's the...
So resolute.
Yeah, basically, because Bagric is very much the the immovable object,
Yep.
isn't he, if he
Yep.
wants to be.
Absolutely.
Because although he does charge in, he's very much that if I have to hold this place, I am not moving a foot.
Mhm.
So what's that one called?
That is resolute.
I also have no idea what these do, by the way, apart from my...
Don't worry.
kind of
I'll put together a little thing for everyone based on their talents. And
Also,
stuff
I wonder
to
if
make
anyone's
it-
made any like homebrew character sheets yet already.
There
because
are some homebrew
These are
character sheets.
really small areas for
Yeah.
writing this stuff.
There are homebrew character sheets. There are some
Or perhaps
form
you could make some
fillable
for
ones.
patrons.
Maybe I could make a.
I've seen
And then let us use
character
them.
sheet. Sorry.
And then let us use them.
Sure. I've got some of the D&D ones here as well as example. Anyway. Okay, so next, careers. So everyone got their starting career. What are you going to go for, Bagric?
I think I'm going to go for guard because
Shieldbreaker is quite a
well,
defensive.
soldier seems to be weapon skill, ballistic skill, and toughness.
Yeah.
Bagric doesn't really shoot I mean,
Yeah.
he can, but he doesn't.
No,
damage.
sure.
Whereas guard is weapon skill, strength, toughness, which kind of seems more his thing.
Yep. Okay, cool. So, turn to your career.
Yeah.
You begin at the first career level listed in your career path. There are 8 skills and 4 talents listed with that level, and you can choose which of these you are most proficient at. Allocate 40 advances,
Oh, Christ.
so 40 points across the 8 skills.
Hang on, I need to spend my ones from
Yeah,
before.
with no more than 10 in any one skill.
Pete, can I ask? Because remember I bought out into a different starting career.
Yes.
When can I do that?
So that will be after we go through the initial
This
bit
is
of
literally
noble.
basing our characters.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and then we'll have you step aside out of that one into the
Okay.
warrior priest.
Sorry, as a skill, is trade minor still a thing? Because that's what I had before.
Yes, I think law geology is along those lines as well, but trade minor will be a skill.
You said
Let
40,
me-
40 advances just in
I
the
can double
skills.
No.
Well, basically, it's trade.
Yeah.
40 in this.
So the 8 skills
Yeah.
on your career path,
Yeah.
you can now spend 40 points among those, max 10 in any single one. Yeah?
Sorry,
Okay, Let
I'm just
me-
trying to work out.
that's okay.
Because I haven't actually done my 3 times
trade,
plus 5 and 3
trade,
times plus
trade. I think it's used for enacting a crafting endeavour. So specialisation: smith, tanner, apothecary, calligrapher, charmer. It's like it's a trade. So
Stone? I don't know.
stonemason could be one, miner could be one. Let's have a look. See page 197.
Well, minus is melee any. So
You
is that
pick one.
You pick one.
Yeah. I'll tell you what the choices are in a moment. I think it's down to the tools. Crafting, consumer's guide.
So now we have melee basic before. I assume then, because noble is melee fencing.
Oh, that's going to be like the old specialist weaponry parrying and
Yes.
thing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but does that mean...
It
I
basically
assume
means
they
you
don't-
can use them.
So
I
that's
assume they don't... I can't putting 10 points of that, it would be a whole separate thing.
yes,
Stuff in brackets.
Yep.
So I don't want to do that, because I'm never going to be fencing again.
true.
Ugh, this is
But
useless.
it could add some flair to your character.
Flamboyant.
To be able to fence
You can hold
with
out
my
your...
Warhammer.
You can hold out your
as a
whopping great
priest of
hammer
Sigmar.
and be like, on guard, my good
I
chap.
could hold it by the hammer end and fence with the fucking handle.
I would watch that.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I would die in an amusing manner.
Let's have a look. Sorry guys, we're just going through this for the first time all together. So melee.
Oh, what happened with the trade thing?
Yeah, I'm just quickly.
I get really good at
consumer's
consuming
guide. So the consumer's guide is where we need to go because that has tools and it has weapons. So
Tools.
consumer's guide, which is page 288, craftsmanship 291. Here we go. That's the quality melee weapons. Basic cavalry, fencing, brawling, flail, parry, polearm, two-handed.
Okay.
Yeah. Did you get that?
Yeah,
Do you want me to say that again? Basic cavalry, fencing, brawling, flail, parry, polearm, two-handed. Zweihander is actually on there. The Zweihander is a weapon.
Is it slightly worse than a Warhammer?
It is.
Just
It
like
is.
in
Just
a
slightly
certain other
worse than-
game, it might be the other way around.
Then ranged, if anyone's worried about ranged, black powder, bow, crossbow, engineering, repeater guns, entangling, explosives, sling, and throwing. Right, I'm just going to get to the tools so we can get an idea of
Trades.
yeah, trades, tools, and kits.
I've taken 10 parry.
Good call. That seems like a oh, no, that's parrying weapons, isn't it?
Trade tools. Okay,
On this.
Yeah, no, I'm saying there's
so we've got apothecary,
It's crap.
I
artisan,
can drink or bribe people.
Yeah.
Or lead.
Other artisans include
Yeah,
mason,
you're pretty screwed, aren't you?
gem cutter,
Yeah.
stone worker,
Intimidate.
those kind of
Consume
things.
alcohol.
So,
Your first episode,
artist,
you were pretty consumed.
engineer,
Yeah.
herbalist,
And
navigator, and
being
physician.
really drunk, you still
Okay,
had
so-
something to-
Oh no, I did actually. I did
Stoneworker?
do consume alcohol. And everything I put 10 points.
Yeah,
on
that's
is
fine.
not
That's probably the
nothing for me
closest to
want
mining,
see
Yes,
isn't
that
it?
I think that would.
That's
be.
basically his knowledge of rock and everything, and
Yeah.
you could probably shape it,
Mhm.
but not
Like,
like
unless you want to stay in noble.
making statues as in like blocks, building blocks.
Sure, yeah.
Stoneworker.
So trades are related around the tools that you would use. We can put farmer. I'm happy for you to put farmer.
Well, it was trade farmer.
Yeah.
So the idea was he would be
Yeah.
be in charge of the farm, and he would
Sure.
kind of sell the
But
goods
from that, what trade tools? Because the trade skill now kind of relates to tools that you can do stuff with. The closest ones to farmer are apothecary or herbalist.
Okay.
Or you could do something. You could have farmer cover things like
Merchant?
carpenter and thing, or a merchant thing, mason. Brewer, candle maker. I'm just having a reading out some of these. Sorry,
No.
weaver,
No
potter.
one in that
Well,
one.
have you put farmer? That's fine,
Yeah.
and we'll have it. We'll think about how it can help you with animals and things like that, or knowing trade
Yeah,
prices of
yeah.
things and all that kind of stuff. So, trade farmer, I'm happy to have.
Yeah.
So
I mean,
first
it'll
homebrew.
probably go down to like animal ken.
Sorry,
That's
what?
how it'll probably end up.
Sure.
In the skill endurance.
Yeah, because we already have animal care.
What does that do?
Yeah.
That's
yeah.
new.
So it'll likely go in.
Is that like? I'm wondering if
Maybe
that's
that's
like
pushing yourself
resisting
really
poisons
far.
and things. Or...
Maybe. Let's have a look. So, yeah, and this is where we kind of get into the nitty gritty of the character, because once we've understand a bit of these things, the guys can then start to spend advances and get their characters
Just
built.
trying to understand what some of this stuff
Yeah,
does.
sure, absolutely. Right, let me get to the skills. Here we go. What was it? Endurance.
Endurance, yes.
So endurance. The endurance skill is called upon when you must endure hardship, withstand deprivation, sit without moving for long periods of time, or survive harsh environments. It's like survival.
Okay.
Yeah. So that is like you're travelling for long distances
So
without
it's not
rest.
like sucking up,
you're,
like trying to resist poison or something.
It's not.
It's
not
literally just kind of.
feats of endurance.
Okay.
So if it's like torrential rain and cold and all this kind of stuff for everything, I might make you make endurance rolls, and whoever fails takes points of wounds or fatigue.
Fucking rain! Ah!
Yeah. It's raining all the time. What is this, England? Actually, it's been quite good weather, so. And my lawn's grown really well. Anyway.
It's a pretty good show.
I tell you what, it's been. Oh. Anyway.
I was trying to picture.
Okay, so. Yeah. Okay, so technically those points are enough for you to put 5 in every one of your thing. But look at your associated attribute and think, oh, would 3 points get me up to 30, or all those kinds of things? Because remember, when you roll, your tens die will be your success level.
So
So do these?
They add on to your attribute. So here it says Dex.
Yeah.
You put your Dex score there. You add on how many advances you have, and that's your score.
Okay.
That's quite cool.
Yeah.
Noble is still useless.
Reminds me of my own rule set that I create. Anyway, yeah, it's fairly straightforward percentile development.
some of the skills, I don't know what the associated skills are. Like, I would assume
have a
evaluate
look.
is intelligence,
Let me have a look for you.
because several of us, I think we've all got that.
Okay. Let's see if there's a skill. No, master skill list. Master skill list with all attributes.
That's the worst
Would be good.
guild master name I've ever heard.
Evaluate intelligence.
Language, I'm assuming, is the same.
Language, intelligence. Any ones that people want to know the characteristics for?
I'm assuming law is intelligence.
I'm going to say yes on that one before I even get there. Yes,
And
intelligence.
trade is
Uh,
dexterity, maybe.
Trade is dexterity. So good that you're nimble-fingered then, Alvin, because you've got a bonus to your dexterity, and trade is based on dexterity.
Okay.
Which you might.
Sorry, I didn't.
Okay.
That's all right.
Right, so
Yeah.
I've spent Sorry, so I've spent all of the...
I'm good. I've cycled.
Oh, I'd love one if there's one going.
Oh, yeah, sure. Here you go.
Lovely, thank you.
Lovely.
Pardon me, microphone.
Were you going down the extra, what the characteristics
Oh,
of
yeah.
the extra skills were?
You can do that.
Right, so I spent
Melee
the
basic,
3
strength, or
5s
weapons?
and the 3 3s. So now I buy...
Melee basic is weapon skill, isn't it?
Yeah. So
Yeah, it says there
melee.
already.
So the other melee would be weapon,
skill. Yeah. Melee is weapon skill
Yeah.
and ranged is ballistic skill.
Okay.
So-
and then law.
Intelligence.
Intelligence.
So I get the skills from here.
Evaluate
Intelligence.
and animal care.
Probably might be fellowship, might be intelligence, not sure. Let's have a look.
So I now get the skills from my career
Animal
path, right?
Care. One sec. Intelligence.
Yeah.
Intelligence.
Yeah, because you're figuring out how to look after them. Sorry.
So I'm sorry, the skills I was doing were just the 3 of 5 and 3 of 3. So now I get the skills from here and I get 100 points.
40 points
Oh, 40. Sorry,
to spend
40.
between them. Maximum of 10 in any one of them.
Is that a total maximum of 10 or a maximum of 10 for this allocation? As in if you
For this
already had-
allocation.
Okay. So if I already had 3 and
Is there a maximum advanced level a skill can have?
Nope. You can go over 100.
So if I put 10 into melee basic, I would have 15 in melee basic.
Yep.
I'd love to put some in melee basic, but I can only learn defense because I'm a fucking pot.
Yeah. See, I really wanted parry because I wasn't sure if I'd be able to get parry later. Because if you don't have the parry skill, I'm assuming you can't parry.
You're
I'd-
better at it with parrying weapons.
I think
can
that
parry.
parrying weapons is things like bucklers and main gauche. It's not like
It's
the
not
ability
like
to parry with a normal sword.
No, it's a parrying weapon.
Oh, okay.
So it allows you to use a
I'm
specific
assuming.
type of weapon.
Right.
So parrying, there's 2 weapons under. There's buckler and main gauche.
And I'm assuming
Yeah.
the skills
It
on
allows you to use those weapons, and those ones are better at parrying.
Mangosh?
Main gauche. Yeah. Sorry. I'm saying it because of the Kickstarter on. As Zweihander Kickstarter is main gauche.
Yeah.
And
Really?
they deliberately pronounce it wrong. It's a play on the Warhammer names as well, and all that,
Oh,
because it's a Warhammer
Okay,
retro
so
clan.
sorry, intuition, what's that do?
It's a good question. I have a feeling. It allows you to get a feel for your surroundings. It's like a
Perception.
perception
Well,
type
you've got
thing.
perception as well.
Okay, let me read it then. Leading you to notice when something is wrong. It gives you a sense of when people may be hiding something from you. Yep, so it's,
Okay, so it's also
perception
reading
is
people,
yeah, so intuition is your gut feeling and your sense of things,
With
whereas
people.
perception is
noticing
hearing
objects.
things. Yeah.
Yeah, that doesn't sound like Bagric.
No, but you could also walk into a clearing.
Fabric is actually, he's got, in the old one, he had super hearing. He's really perceptive.
No, I meant with people.
Yeah.
Oh no, he'd notice, he just wouldn't care.
Yeah.
Yeah. You wouldn't
So-
be reading people though. You'd be like, I don't care.
No,
About you.
he would, so he knows
remember
how to kill them.
remember the episode with the etheric winds under the ground.
Magic.
Your intuition would help you pick up on stuff like that as well, because it's like, is there something wrong? Is there something off?
Is a spear still any a basic, or is that now?
Let me have a look.
Hold on.
Just getting to the. Let's go back to the beginning. Consumer's Guide. There we go. Whoa. Right. So I'm just getting to the weapons. Oh, melee weapons. Right. So spear. Where does spear come in? Polearm.
It is polearm.
Yep.
Right, that's fine.
That's what you're going for. Spear's got the reach very long. Yeah, it's very long.
And I'm going to have to turn it into a,
Oh my.
a demi-lance
Sure,
because it's a magical spear.
it is. Okay, cool. Right, let's go back to character creation bit. So, you all get those. There's enough to. So you choose a single talent to learn.
So out of all those talents,
Yep.
we get a single one.
Yep. There should be 4.
Yeah.
Yep.
So worry ball.
Plus 5 weapon skill.
All right, so we don't get all these talents. We
You get one of them.
Okay.
Okay.
What's tenacious? Well, I understand the meaning of the word. The talent was that's kind of what I'm getting at there. Warrior Born's plus 5 weapon skill. I'd be willing to bet money on that.
It is. We've already done that.
Oh,
We've already done that.
Yeah. But I don't need plus 5 weapon skill.
You don't?
You always need extra weapon skills.
Yeah.
No.
Tenacious. You never give up. Never surrender.
We've already
No
got-
matter how impossible your travails appear, you can double the length of time successful endurance tests allow you to endure a hardship. This includes enduring prolonged riding, exposure, rituals, and similar adversities.
Okay, so if someone's trying to corrupt me through magic or
You can hold on.
I
You
could
can
be like,
Oh! You can make a pint last twice as long as everyone
That's
else.
true, yeah. We could drink twice as many beers as everyone else.
yes. Simon gets it.
What, are there other ones that you want to know about?
What trick
I
can
mean,
you do yours before I do
Diceman
mine?
is all about
Do
gambling,
mine?
guessing,
I'm a noble.
etiquette.
Okay, what's noble blood?
Okay, noble blood.
I'm assuming that means
You
that
are
nobles
either...
will treat you with respect.
Yeah, you're either born into the nobility or otherwise elevated to it by in-game events. Assuming you are dressed appropriately, you are always considered of higher status than others unless they also have the noble blood talent, where status is compared as normal.
And luck?
Luck.
assume it's
That's
hello.
still the free fortune point one.
Hello.
If so, that's amazing, and take it.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna take, probably, but
Oh.
just on the off chance.
They say when you were born, Ranald smiled. Your maximum fortune points now equal your current fate points plus the number of times you have taken luck.
Oh my god, that is
That is
amazing!
really good.
That is
So you take luck
godly.
1. Yeah, your fortune points can now be 1 higher than your fate points. Yeah?
Okay, luck is now officially
take
the best
luck
talent
2.
ever.
So you've got 3 fate points, yeah?
Yeah.
If you take luck, you've now got 4 fortune points.
Mm-hmm.
If you take luck again, which you can do,
Yeah.
it goes up. Now, the most you can take that is your fellowship bonus, which is the tens number of your fellowship.
Infighter.
Infighter. This is about getting in close. So, Infighter, you are skilled at drawing in close to an opponent. You suffer no penalties for fighting against an opponent with a longer weapon than you.
Okay. Cool.
Which, considering where your character started with brass knuckles,
Yeah.
probably quite appropriate.
Okay.
Anyway, next one.
Dirty fighter.
Oh, yeah, okay. Here we go.
it has to be.
Okay.
It fucking has to be.
You have been taught all the dirty tricks of unarmed combat. You may choose to cause an extra +1 damage for every level in dirty fighting with any successful melee brawling hit. Note,
That's very
using this
Alvin.
talent will be seen as cheating in any formal bout.
That's very Alvin.
Yeah. Menacing.
Menacing. You have an imposing presence. When using the Intimidate skill, gain a success level bonus equal to your levels of menacing. So, you do the roll off,
Yeah.
and then you get a bonus.
Dirty fighter.
Okay, dirty fighting.
Yeah, that is so Alvin.
So, Pete, sorry. Look, when I take it, do I just get an extra fortune point? Or do I get...
You get 1 extra fortune point because
Yeah.
you're luck 1.
That's amazing.
That is
So
really
it's my fate points plus 1.
Mm-hmm.
I'm hoping we don't have to buy all the talents in this new one, because I really don't want etiquette servants.
Right, so let me tell you how... So, right, we're going to talk about advancing now because skills and talents, trappings. We're not going to do trappings because you guys have got trappings.
Yeah.
You've got all your gear. Adding detail, names. Yep, we've done all that. We've got all that. There's an elf name generator. God. We already know how tall you are, but there is one thing: ambitions. Ambitions are a character's goals in life. What they want to achieve. All characters have both a short-term and a long-term ambition. Choosing ambitions. Consult with your GM when choosing your ambitions. Your GM has final say on the acceptability of an ambition, whether it's short-term or long-term. Should you wish to change an ambition, you may do so between sessions. Short-term ambitions represent your immediate goals. They are outcomes you wish to achieve within days and weeks. For example, ruining the reputation of a romantic rival, avenging a fallen comrade, befriending a reclusive scholar. Long-term ambitions are goals you will need to work on for months or years to complete. Owning your own coaching inn, building your village into a thriving town, or ridding the colleges of magic of elven influence. Slightly different scale.
I mean, I don't approve of magic, but I do approve of ridding it of elves.
Okay.
Ridding anything.
Achieving your ambitions. If you achieve your short ambition, you will receive a bonus of 50 experience and can choose a new short-term ambition at the end of the session. If you achieve your long-term ambition, you may either receive a bonus of 500 experience points and choose a new long-term ambition, or retire your character, who becomes an NPC under your GM's control. You gain a bonus of half your earned XP of your current character to spend on your next character.
That's awful.
So I could actually...
You can give
yourself... Oh, no, that's it. So I'd either be doomed or retired.
Yeah,
And
but
both
if you're
times,
doomed,
doomed,
if
I'd
you're
get half.
you want to die a
If I
noble death in
retire-
the defence of the empire, or
Yeah.
God,
Unless you first like lose a leg or something, I can't see it being worth
Yeah.
doing.
I don't mind says
okay,
Or if you really, really don't want to play the
So-
character anymore, like if I had to stay as a noble.
there's a short term and a long term. Right, party. You then have a party aspect.
okay, that makes sense.
Your party has an ambition. Again, short term and long term. Yeah. It also says you should name your party.
Can our party's ambition be to kill all elves?
No.
Destroy chaos itself.
That is ambitious.
That's not quite possible, really. Is that what?
It might be, but it's ambitious.
An example of long-term party ambitions could include eradicating an empire-wide chaos cult.
Does it say that in there?
Yeah.
So not
Build a castle.
not just elves.
That's so much easier than an empire-wide anything. The empire's fucking huge.
You'd need a lot of money to build a castle then.
Yeah, you would need
Become heroes of
Still
the empire,
finite.
each earning an imperial cross for bravery, pinned on your chest by the emperor himself. That's quite an ambition. A short-term one would be hunting down the killer of a lost party member. Impressing your
Let's go with
patron
hunting
by
down
the killer of a lost party.
member.
Or hunting down the abductor of a
Yeah,
lost party.
You're hoping that Gunter is still alive. Anyway, so those ambitions and stuff we can have a think about separately. Bring your character life.
Party name Team Monkey
So-
Weasel.
Next, we get onto advancement.
I like it.
Right? So advancement. Experience points are used to improve your character. So you can use them to improve characteristics or skills. You can also add a talent, which costs 100 plus another 100 per times you've already taken that talent. So if you want luck 2, that costs you 200 experience.
Yeah. Which we don't have.
You may leave a complete career for 100 XP, or you may leave an incomplete career for 200 XP. Right? And I'll tell you what complete and incomplete means in a moment. Now, characteristic and skill improvements cost a certain amount of money, XP, depending on how many advances you already have in that skill. Yeah? So, and to change career, the final step in creating. So basically, for example, skills. To advance a skill that you have 0 to 5 advances in costs you 10 points per advance.
Hold on, sorry.
I'll give you a table for this, don't worry. So, when your skills are low, they're cheap. When they get higher, they cost you more points. So take your character just for a moment. So, dodge. You've taken 10 advances in dodge. Yeah? It would now cost you 15 points to advance it until you get to the 11 to 15 bracket, at which point it would then cost you 20 points to advance it.
Yeah.
Once you get to the 16 to 20 bracket, it costs you 30 points to advance it. So you have to figure out, as you go up, you get like 5 points at one cost, and then the next 5 points would cost you.
It doesn't matter
a bit
what
more.
your stat is, it's just how much you've
advanced it.
So
Absolutely.
it's
So-
just 0 to 5 is 10, and then everything else is plus 5 plus 5.
It goes up plus 5 plus 5 plus 10 plus 10 plus 20 plus 20 plus 30 plus 30 plus 40. So it's kind of stepped.
Okay, so
Characteristics, those things start off at 25 points for advances.
And it's an advance 1 point.
1 point.
Damn.
So the first 5 points are to advance, for example, to advance a characteristic, each cost you 25 experience points. So it would cost you 125 experience points to advance a
5.
characteristic by 5. The next point will cost you 30.
And you can only do the ones you've got the relevant symbols for.
Exactly. Spot on. Let me see.
So 25p per advance, and then for the first 5,
Yeah. So
and then for everyone after
got a
that's
pencil.
30.
let me draw it. Let me write it out.
No, that's pretty good. Because when you think of how many experience we had, if we got 100 for a thing, we probably put something up by 5 for 100.
We would, but then
think
it's gonna.
I think it
Our
costs a
stats
bit-
are definitely going to be lower than they were before.
But your
Like,
skill increases
exponentially.
work differently. So now you buy points in skills, and it stacks on top of your weapon skill. So there is a
Yes.
slight difference.
Yeah.
And the way things work, there's less failure involved. It's all about success levels and comparing. So at every combat roll, something happens. For example, let me just write this down. 6 to 30, 31 to 35. This is the entertaining part of the show, where we're all writing things down on a piece of paper.
So my only thing is, so if I was using my knife, I would use my basic weapon skill plus my bonus that says weapon skill any. Yeah.
What?
No. The weapon
No.
skill any.
That doesn't mean literally
That
all
means
of
you
them. You
pick
pick
one.
one.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, in that bracket.
Right. Okay.
So you pick one of them.
Yeah.
Any
Otherwise,
one
I would have
sorry,
every
weapon
trade.
Skill, no, sorry, weapon skill basic.
Yep.
Weapon skill basic.
Is like hand weapons,
Like
clubs,
swords,
daggers,
axes.
things like that. You
So,
use your,
so I don't
yeah.
add that to my weapon skill.
Yeah. So what you do is you write your weapon skill in there.
Yeah.
You add the 5 on. That's your new skill.
Right. When I'm using
melee basic.
Yeah. So if
Yeah.
I was using my axe, I would take my weapon skill of 46 and add my melee basic of 15. So I'd be on a 61 to hit.
Yeah.
I think. Wow. Or 61 to roll.
This is the one thing I should have done before the game, before the session. Sorry, guys.
You will be.
You will be. 230, and then this is 10.
I mean, I don't know what you guys were doing, but
So if I've got nimble fingers that adds plus 5 to my dex, and I've taken it once, if I took it again,
Not all talents can be taken multiple times.
Okay.
But
I'm
I'll check
guessing stuff like Warrior Born can't.
that's it. I think the plus 5 one's probably
So let me
4.
pop- I'll get a good shot on my bald spot there. Can people see that?
yeah,
You guys?
Ish.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah, that's your.
yeah.
Hold on, but we don't do XP yet, do we?
So, well, now basically what we're going to do is you get to spend your initial XP that you had, and then we had.
Hold on, sorry, quick question. Will our equipment remain what our characters had?
Yeah,
or are
yeah,
they
yeah.
suddenly going to have stuff disappear?
No.
Don't worry about the trappings. As I said, I got to the trappings, but I
I
said
was just a
not
bit
worry
worried
about
I'm suddenly
trappings.
going to go from full plate to like a leather.
No. You've got all the trappings that you've got. That's not in question. What I'm going to just do quickly is look at careers and how you finish a career. So, skill advances, talent advances. Talents are only available. Completing a career. So, completing a career represents mastering your current vocation and being ready to move on to something new. To complete a career, you must have the number of advances listed below in all your career levels characteristics and in 8 of your skills, and you must have at least 1 talent taken. This is a bit more complicated than before. So, you have to have 5 in each of these. Yeah.
5 in each skill.
That in each attribute that you can
Yeah.
Oh, I see.
that
Okay.
you can buy, 5 in each skill, and 1 talent. So you could have done that, the skills and the talent already,
Yeah.
because you got 40 points, and if you put 5 in each, you would have covered that.
Hold on. Before we do that, should we spend the 120 XP we get for?
Yes. But what I'm letting
Yeah.
Kevin know specifically is how he gets out of the noble career and into the warrior
so
priest
how
career.
much is it to increase a skill by a point? 25.
It depends
Up to
on your
5.
how much your current
Up to
advances
5,
are.
25.
Yes.
Oh no,
No, no,
sorry,
no.
10.
No, it's
Yeah,
10.
skills is 10.
25
Is
for
characteristics.
characteristics.
Yeah.
So it's 50, 100 and... Oh, I don't know. I've only got 120.
Right, so all those I need to get. All those I need to have up to 5.
Yep.
So that one I need to add.
So there's a little bit more maths involved,
Yeah,
as I can see already.
By a little
This is going to make it interesting because we're about to spend 1,600 experience points on these characters.
That's 10.
But basically, what we can do quite easily is you can write down on the side of that sheet as well how much it gets you to, how much it costs you to get to 5, to get to 10, get to 15, get to 20, and you basically go, I need 400 experience points to get my ballistic skill to plus 20. Boom.
Well, I just spent
whatever it is.
120 just to try and get some of my skills to 5 so I can get out of that level.
Yeah. So I'll just wait until
So I
we
need
have our
30
experience.
XP.
Changing to a new level. If you have completed... Oh, hang on. Does that mean you have to move to a new one? Moving career is always entirely up to you. Yep. You can stay in that first level and keep going. If you have completed your current career level, you can enter the next career level or any lower career level for 100 XP. So if you completed Hunter level 2, you could exit to Tracker, Hunter level 3, or Trapper, Hunter level 1.
How do we know what we can enter and exit into?
No, so basically you can move up to the next one, or down to the one
Oh,
before.
I see. So that was the name of the different one.
Yeah.
So for Guard, level 1 is Sentry.
Yep.
Guard is actually level 2, and then Honour Guard 3.
With all
Guard
of them,
Officer 5.
level 2 is the name of the career. Level 1 is like a crappier version, and then they go like Master or something
See,
further up.
mine's Silver 1, Silver 2, Silver 3, Silver 5. I'm not quite sure how that works.
That's just
That's-
status.
In society.
Yeah.
Status. Yeah.
Oh, I see, okay.
Yeah, because mine starts gold 1, gold 3, gold 5. Gold
I'm,
starts on gold
I'm
1.
assuming
Yeah.
some of the trapping requirements are going to be up for...
Flexibility.
Yeah,
Because some of these would not make any sense to me.
I start with a
Okay.
personal servant as a scion, which is the lowest in noble.
You lost him at the brothel.
Yeah. Yeah. I lost him to the clap.
Was it
He
was it,
lost himself at the brothel.
was it Heartwind?
It could have been, actually.
Heart-
He did have fancy pantaloons.
Right, not to 5.
So we're going to be spending a bit of time spending experience
Hold on,
points.
so is this the 1600 we're now spending?
So spend your 125 or
Yeah.
whatever it was at the beginning. You've
120.
done that?
120.
You've done that.
Yeah, I've
Okay,
still got
right.
20 left, but I can't
So-
spend it.
At this point, you would now be starting characters.
Yeah.
And you'd be thrust out into the world of Warhammer.
Yeah.
Yeah?
So,
Which we did oh so long
I
ago.
don't suppose you could check if I need any skills to use shields.
I will have a look.
I'm hoping not, because I don't think I can take them otherwise. And that would be rather unfortunate in a, shield breaker.
So, and also, sorry, Pete, each one of those advances is 1 point. The 25.
Yes.
Yep.
So if you, 25 XP will buy you 1 point in a stat.
Dear
10 will
Lord.
buy you
it's only,
1.
it's only 10 points in a skill. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So use your 120 to buy skills rather than stats, unless you don't need to.
Well, you need to put each of the characteristics of your thing
Yeah.
up by 5 if you want to.
I'm
unless you
just going to
spend
pay the
200
200 to get out because
Okay.
it would take
sure
Yeah,
ages.
insane amount
Yeah, yeah.
of. It's what I
Okay.
did last time anyway.
Yeah.
Yep.
But look
I'll
at
take. Oh, sorry.
look at this. Look at the skills and tell me which skills you would put money into. None of them. Bribery, consume alcohol.
I think you'll find.
Consume alcohol.
I
already have 10
I
points in it. I have 10 points in it because I had nothing useful with the 43 points.
I put points into consume alcohol.
I already have 10. that's the
Leadership's
most-
Okay,
pretty good.
so-
Leadership's a good one if you're a priest.
I already have 13.
Okay. Law heraldry.
Exactly. So I'd be better off putting it into attributes. Come on.
Well, I can take that one now,
So,
can't I?
just a
'Cause you don't
question
need
then.
that.
So I've now got
About,
5 in 8 of my skills.
Yep.
sorry,
And
Pete, I
I've
just
got
need.
1 talent.
Oh, yes.
Just need to see.
So
Yep.
does that mean
You
I-
need to advance those characteristics, those cross ones,
those cross ones?
by 5 each.
Right, okay.
And that takes 125
Okay.
per characteristic. So that now is where we get into our 1,600 experience points.
When I want to use cool, do I have to put sunglasses on?
It helps. It gives you a +5 bonus to your cool roll.
I will now bring sunglasses.
Shades of coolness. Yeah.
So it's 125 for each of that. For
Yeah.
that 125. For
Yeah,
that.
because you've got so many experience
Yeah,
points,
yeah,
we're in a
yeah,
unique
yeah,
situation where you can just go bulk buy.
Yeah.
In fact,
Are you going to work out some bulks for
I'm going
us?
to do some bulks for you.
125, 150. So 375 points to get the
Oh,
extra 5.
bugger, I could buy Relentless anyway. In my next level. Does that mean I can buy Read and Write? So I don't suddenly forget how to.
Sure.
So did you say it was 100 points to drop down to the lower level?
That's really weird as well.
So you can go up.
Bagrick's just suddenly
So
gone.
this is like going up a level.
How do I
I've spent the
read?
375 points to put 5 in that, and that.
Yep. You want to go up to the next level?
So if I go to the
Why
next
wouldn't
level,
I know how to
You
read as a
then
noble?
can pick from
Sorry?
these.
Because
And then
previously
just-
you had
Yeah.
Hold on,
skills.
are you going into Priest or Warrior Priest?
Probably
now,
warrior priest.
that.
Oh, right.
see
Have you got
there?
the Warrior Priest?
See that
thing
says Warrior Born plus 5 weapon skill. If
Okay.
I spend, if I put
Yes.
100 in that.
Let me check. You can take that one twice.
You
Well,
used
no,
to
I
get
never took it in the first
stuff
place.
that you would always
Oh, yeah. Then you get plus 5 to your
what noble
base
would know how to
weapon
read
skill.
right,
Right.
Not on
etc.,
advance.
etc.
Right.
You
But now
literally
you have
put
to
that
actually
number up.
choose it
I
over
can't
paper.
do that
To
get
shortcut
just-
that. No.
I'm not going to
No,
pay
no.
for read right.
Okay,
You-
that's fine.
Yeah.
I like your
What,
thinking,
on there?
though.
Yeah.
Really? It's not in your first level. You have to advance to get it.
What's that?
Well, no, it's a
Spend
talent.
100.
What's that?
It's not a skill. It's
What's a
a talent.
talent?
It
So
might be worth buying that beforehand because you have to be able to read the Book of Sigmar.
yeah, it's in this as well.
Is it in your first level of
Yeah.
that one?
Which I don't know. Do I?
You may as well, when you spend
So,
1,600, just buy it.
Here's probably a handy tip. If you are creating advanced characters, do something a bit. I don't know if you can see this. A bit like this. I've totaled up here the
Bulk buys.
jumping 5 points at that rate. So then, because we've got 1,600 experience points, you can go, I can buy that, and that's 10 points. Kind of thing. That might help. Yeah. There you go. Cool.
Rabble.
So when you get to the second level,
Yep.
you don't get anything. You have to pay for everything,
Yes.
and you have to do the exact same thing. But you have to have 5 in all of those skills.
Yep.
And then.
Yep. You don't have to move on. If you want to, you can stay there and just advance those things.
Yeah.
Constantly, yeah.
So,
Yep.
do you get?
You can
these-
even, if you do one of them and then you think, oh no, I actually want something in that lower one, I can go back to that one.
Yeah.
So if
Let me go. I'm jumping to the career section so I can make sure I'm giving you the right information. Here we go.
if you complete one of these, then I assume you can only go on to the next one of these with your 100 points. You can't complete one of these and go into something else from there. Or can you just choose anything? I don't understand that. Because previously there were entries
If
and
there's a
exits,
story, I think it's more story driven.
right? Okay.
So if you want to,
But would you have to go into the bottom of whatever that career path is?
if you have completed your current career level, you can enter the first level of any career from your class.
Okay.
For 100 XP, or for 200 XP if you have not completed your current level. If you want to enter the first level of career from different class, the cost is an extra 100 XP.
So what's my class?
So you were a
academic?
courtier, but now if you want to move to warrior priest, you go into the warrior section.
Okay.
So it costs you
200.
200 total, the whole thing, or I have to change both? That's 400.
No. So you're spending.
it's 300
Wow. Okay.
because you haven't completed your current career level.
Yeah.
And it's a different class. I think it's a bit harsh.
That is harsh.
But let's go with it for now and see how it works. If there's a significant...
I had less points originally anyway because I wasn't here for all the sessions.
Well, this should.
No, we
balance out.
gave you the points.
I think we added them
Yeah,
on.
we gave you the points at the
I
beginning.
think I had slightly less though.
Don't worry about that now.
You should
You-
have.
okay.
The same.
Well, that
I'm
will
saying
absorb
that will
some of
even
it.
it out.
That will
That's what I'm
absorb some of it. Yeah. Okay. Cool. Good. I like it.
Right. So now, do we start spending XP?
Yes. Now, certain talents can have extra levels. Let's have a look. And remember, changing your career can change your status.
Lovely.
Cool. Noble.
So, quick question:
Yep.
When I hit protagonist,
Yep.
It has melee basic.
Yep.
Now, I've already put melee basic up by 5.
Yeah, you can now advance it wherever you want.
No. So basically,
So you've got to put it up by another 5.
So do I have to put it up by another 5?
Yes.
That's going to become incredibly hard to track.
So I've already put it up by 5 because I'm a human.
Let me check.
Do I now have an advancement of 5 in that?
That's going to be really awkward to know if you've done it or not. At which point did you buy said skills?
It's a very good point. And this is something I should
I'm assuming
clarify by reading the rules.
Because I think if it says you have to have 5 advance in that skill, then I've already got it. I don't have to pay the extra points to get 5 advance in it.
Ah, here we go. At level 2, you need 10 advances. At level 3, you need 15 advances. And at level 4, you need 20 advances.
Okay.
Easy.
Okay.
So you now need to get your skill to 10.
For the second one. And 5 in the... Is it 5 in there or 10 in there?
So you need to get 10 advances in your characteristics.
Yeah.
And 10 in your skills.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And have 1 talent from your current career level.
You're kind of a lot more
That's
stuck
okay.
in your career
Yeah,
path
that's
than
fine.
this
That's fine.
as well.
It's interesting because
'Cause
they've made the career path to try and make it more flexible in that you can be a warrior priest
Yeah.
forever and like rank up and stuff.
Yeah.
But you're right; it feels a little bit like
You're far
You're a bit more
dependent on your
pigeonholed.
career, yeah.
That was the glory of Woofruff to me.
you
But,
could
yeah,
be a rat
was
catcher
that-
and then switch to being a mercenary.
Well, like,
and then-
and you were like, oh, which will I go to, this way or this way? But
Yeah.
now it's like, you only go down this route, or you go to the bottom of something else.
yeah.
Which is,
Yeah.
of course, like, you can't go, like,
You can't
previously I was
step
thinking you could
sideways.
go warrior priest, and then you could go, like, a form of knight.
Like 10
Sure.
Like, you're still a
or
warrior
like a veteran
priest,
soldier.
But, yeah. But now it's kind of like, well, you can keep going with this,
Yeah.
or you can go to the bottom of this one.
Yeah.
So, I don't know.
It's a
Yeah.
no. It's a good.
Well,
a good thing to
It's
bring
the
up. We
flip
need
side of
to
what
be
they've done, isn't it? Because
Yeah.
yes, it's good because you can be in
Easier
your
to
career
track.
longer, even permanently, if you want to.
Yep.
But it has made it more linear in
Yeah,
the sense of
which
it's
was
harder
less of a
to kind
tree.
of-
Which was
More of a
one of the
fork.
big attractions to Woofruff.
Yeah.
Was that?
Look, I
wonder what I do next.
I don't know how we're going to feel about this, and I want us to be honest in sharing with our viewers how we feel about 4th edition compared to 2nd edition.
Yeah.
And, you know, considering we just played Zweihander, I think we can throw that kind of in the mix because it's a very similar.
I'm
very
hoping
similar
they're going to
system.
bring out a load more careers because at
They
the
will.
moment it's
There are already people
very
making
narrow.
careers, and I think we should maybe have a think about careers that we could create and share with our audience, share on the tabletop gaming community, share with patrons, maybe.
I mean, that would be relatively easy to base some of these off some of the ones in the career
Yeah.
compendium.
Yeah.
Just obviously alter where things are.
Yeah. You've got the skill sets, you've got the talents, you can kind of figure it out a bit. What I have seen is a tendency for people to make careers that are based on Warhammer fantasy battle unit types rather than thinking necessarily about the old world and the types of careers and adventurers that would be out there. And I think they've done a little bit in this that allows you to go a little halfway. So like Witch Hunter is now a starting career, but you start off as
A mook.
just a crappy person hunting, investigator type person.
Yeah.
You build up to being a witch hunter, which I quite like. But I loved. I remember 1st edition with a little picture of the witch hunter with his wide-brimmed hat sitting on his horse, and I played an adventure where I got to be a witch hunter, full plate armor and everything. It was quite an achievement to get to some of those advanced careers. So
Yeah.
I think Kevin's
But
kind
also,
of touching
but also
on.
just the kind of going slightly sideways. Like
Yeah.
going like, oh, this is actually kind of... Cause
Yeah,
it's
'cause
kind of
the
how I
old
ended
way-
up a priest anyway.
The old way, I
You've seen
think
my
you've
batch
got more
numbers,
organic
in case you
movement.
Yeah.
Because if your character suddenly, just like you have, you've just
I
kind of
just had to
completely
drop
changed.
straight
But
to start.
in this system, you're very punished in
When
when are you
XP.
moving to?
Yeah, but
Cavalry.
not even just that, but
Well,
like...
that's it. See,
Yeah,
I'm
the
just
organic
trying to work
movement is
out.
more what I'm talking about. Like, you
Can
can't
you?
just go, I
Well,
could see
hang
how
on.
I'd end up going this
So
way.
if
Yeah,
I have, if I have
I like the
completed-
organic
so basically
movement
if
in
I've got
second.
Well, you could
these
never play that
up
Wolf
to
for
10,
Hobos game that we played.
Yeah.
Oh, the murder hobo game.
That was amazing.
and
Well, we
taking
weren't really
one
murder
talent.
hobos,
We're
but
literally
and
just
increase
hobos.
that by
Like,
10.
there was a big element of that game that was just trying to get enough food to not get starvation points or whatever.
yeah.
That was quite fun. And then you
And
never knew where you were going to end up.
And
in
the way
the
we
says
end.
all
transferred
your
careers in
career
that
levels
made so
characteristics.
much sense.
Yeah,
Whereas
because
in
we had
this,
to
it
get
would
the
be
traffic.
so difficult to do
So
that.
I have
Well, it
to
would,
actually hit
it's
my
not even that it
weapon
would be
skill, my
difficult. It's
toughness,
that
and my
you
agility
wouldn't
up as
come
well.
across
That's
it through
harsh.
story
That's-
elements. We came across all that through like
I'm not going to make that.
we got into a fight with some pirates. They're like, we know where their ship is.
For example, though, if I'm a guard officer, so I could be like Cole Franz's
So
personal
basically, so I've
chief
got that's
bodyguard,
10, that's 10, that's 10, that's 10.
and then I decide, I'm leader of people. I think soldier would be good. No, I'm a recruit.
Yeah,
I may have been Cole Franz's chief guard,
But if
head
I
of
remember
his
this
elite
is-
unit.
This
But
is
then I go, hi, I'm Cole Franz's elite guard. All right, scrub, you're a private now.
yeah. Well, I suppose there would.
the
probably
challenge
be...
is though, if you were playing a witch hunter and you slogged all the way through to get to tier 4, and then someone's a level 4 wizard and goes, "Well, I'm going to be a witch hunter now," you might be a bit miffed. I'm just trying to see maybe the other side of the coin, but I think I'm coming down on the side that you guys are talking
how
about.
it worked before anyway, though.
I mean, I like that they've
didn't-
done the.
That's true.
Yeah,
I like that they've done the way you can advance in your thing. It
Yes.
just feels a lot more.
That's
that is quite nice.
from what I've seen, that's quite similar to Zweihander.
But then
But
going,
you can go. You've got tiers, so there are 3
Yeah,
tiers
no,
in
I
that,
get
and you
that.
can go up in the advances and so.
going from my example is obviously extreme. The emperor of the empire of man's
Bodyguard, personal bodyguard.
captain of his personal bodyguard to
So
you're a private scrub in some random newly raised regiment.
or even like if I don't know how like targeteer type careers work or like anything like pistolier like that used to be there,
Yeah.
but like even if you were like I really want to get into my ballistic skill, like because you're a really advanced character, you become Carl Franz's personal bodyguard or whatever, and you decide I'm gonna take up using a blunderbuss and eventually like learn to use pistols and stuff. You're going down that road.
And you just
It's
get
the same thing.
sacked and turned into like some.
Yeah,
Ah,
I mean
here we
they
go.
don't take
Hang on,
any
hang
advances
on.
away from you, but
Hang on. There is an endeavour. So in between adventures, you have a selection of activities you can undertake. These are known as endeavours. You may undertake a maximum of 1 endeavour per week you are not adventuring, and you may attempt a maximum of 3 endeavours in total, regardless of how long the gap between adventures may be. One of these endeavours is called changing career. Now, here it says, taking time to forge the right connections and learn what is expected of you can help significantly. Assuming your GM agrees and you have completed your current career, you can move to any career level that fits the story of your character for free.
Okay, that makes way more
If
sense.
you have not completed your current career, the change costs 100 XP. The time spent on this endeavour represents making the appropriate introduction, doling out bribes, acquiring permits and licenses, advertising and similar
Okay, so if I was, say,
So
guard
there is.
officer, and then I went, okay, I think I'm going to go into the army, you could be like, okay, yeah, you're an officer.
I've got to write a letter to the guy who did the thing, and I
but
remember
then
this bloke.
you'd
and
go
you-
in at officer
Yeah,
rather than
GM's
recruit.
discretion and-
Yeah.
That makes
Okay.
more sense.
So,
Sorry, can I ask though? When I go into my new career, do I get any of the talent, anything like that?
No, you
for-
have to buy them.
so you now have to buy them.
Okay.
So talent is 100, and batch buy.
The 200 just let me get into it.
Yes.
The 300 let me just.
Yes. Yep. Allows you to switch. I would suggest you take Bless
Yeah.
as soon as possible, and what's the other one? Is it Prayer or something?
What's cost?
100.
100.
What level can you take Prayer? Is it second level?
Hold on, before... Okay,
Because there are two.
It's not.
Before you left, what do you call it, Noble, did you buy more ranks of luck?
That would be one thing.
That
to
would
think
be the
about before
first
you
thing
leave.
I would do.
Yeah.
I would buy as many ranks of luck as you physically can.
So you could spend another 200, then 3. Well, you could spend another 500 experience,
And you would have all the fortune points.
but
All of them.
you would have spent a lot of your experience points.
But I already have 4 fortune points.
There's a lot.
Yeah, but you could have 6.
I could have 6, but I've never
but
used
you
more
better-
than 2
no,
or
no, no.
3.
Also,
and even-
think
I
think
wouldn't
about
do it.
our sessions.
You'll never get.
Our sessions are 2, maybe two
you'll
and a
never
half
get-
hours long.
You won't get high enough.
Yeah.
In your stats, if
Yeah.
you spend the money now.
Oh,
But
yeah.
that's exactly like.
Alright, okay.
and
If
it's
you're
hundreds.
playing,
I would have been tempted
I think
to
if
buy
you play
one.
longer sessions, because it's done on a session basis.
I've never used. I when I get really flippant with it, I use 3. Like when I
Yeah.
really go like, oh,
See, I have
might
used
yeah,
all
that's
3
true.
of mine, and now I actually have less. I only have 2.
Yeah. I
No, you got better willpower. So
I've
My
got
willpower
4
is significantly higher.
I've got
Yeah.
4 fortune points now. I used to have 3, and I used to struggle to use them unless I really pushed it. Like, granted, if we have a really tough episode, it could happen.
Sorry, if you see thing on my phone, I'm not using my phone for anything other than a calculator.
Okay, so
Because this
That's
is a
fine.
lot of
Just
XP.
don't hold it near the.
Oh no, it's on
microphone.
airplane mode.
Oh,
so it
okay,
won't-
cool.
Um,
Simon checking his pockets.
Down
First
there, but I've
episode
not
of
used
season 2.
Don't fuck. Right, so I have.
Okay, you got
Basically, I've dumped a skill.
Yeah.
That gave me +5 weapon. I've dumped Warriorborn
Okay,
because it was 100 XP. And
Okay.
it's like, well, I need more XP.
okay.
And,
But you've bought
and
one talent from your new level.
I bought combat reflexes for my new level.
Do you want to know what that does?
Yeah, go for it.
It's probably initiative. Cool. Combat reflexes. Oh. You react like a flash of lightning.
Yeah.
Add 10 to your initiative for each level in this talent when determining combat initiative.
Yeah.
So
That's
your
really
initiative
good.
stays as it is, but when you roll for combat,
Yeah.
you add 10.
But I've already had to pump 10 points into my initiative.
And that makes it half decent.
Yeah.
Makes it 33.
Yeah. But in combat, it's 43 because of
Yeah.
my combat reflexes.
That's great. Yeah, cool. So you've done all that.
I've done combat reflexes.
You've got.
I've done the dirty fighting. I've got 5 up in all of them. I've got 10 up in all of them.
Yep.
And now I'm ready to
So you've completed your career.
complete my career.
It's the same class, yeah. So it's another warrior class.
Yeah.
So it's 100 XP.
No.
No, it's 200 XP.
No.
What?
No.
What?
Because I can do it for free.
Can you?
No,
How?
you still have to spend experience points to change careers.
What about
No,
to
I
level
don't.
up?
No, I don't. We just had this whole conversation that basically said
I thought you did. It just cost less.
No. We just said
No.
as a
No.
in the between adventures.
Yeah, you haven't had a week. So basically, you are leaving Nuln,
Yeah.
and you are 2 days away.
Yeah.
From the fork in the road where you're going
Right,
to the
okay.
town.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's the background.
So it's
so
like-
all the stuff we've done so far, if you want to get to this,
So it's 100 XP.
100 XP.
It's 100. Right. So
Mhm.
dropping Warriorborn gives me the 100 XP to spend.
Yep.
And leaves me 100 XP
Okay.
in my new.
And you are now cavalryman.
I'm now cavalryman.
And you have your horse and your spear and your shield.
I have my horse, my spear, and my shield. Now, I'm assuming there's no rule. There's nothing that says that you have to use a shield.
No, I mean, so you don't have to.
No?
No. There's nothing that says you need a skill to be able to use a shield.
Oh, I see. Sorry, that's a very different.
You asked the same question actually,
Because
Joe, and I
I've
will
not
check
had
that one.
access to a
But
skill.
let's make sure
Very,
we
very quick
cover
question.
skills and things.
So, I've completed Sentry, which is the first part of
Yep.
Guard.
100 XP to move up to the next one, or another warrior one on the first level.
Okay, so I will go up. So spend 100 XP to go up to Guard.
How many XP you got left?
1,095.
Okay, cool.
So a quick question.
Yep.
This
is good. We're working it out, finding the kinks, seeing how it works.
So I'm now in a new career path.
Yes.
Okay. So one of
You
my
are
skills.
a horseman.
I'm now a horseman. So
Yep.
one of my skills is animal care.
Yep.
Now I already have.
5 advances in it.
No, I have 3 advances.
So you need to get it to 5. So you need to buy 2 more
I
advances
don't
in
have
it.
to get it to 8.
No. You need to get to 5 advances.
5.
Yeah. Because it's and in that way, it's like in 2nd edition and 1st edition, where a career would have a +5 or a +10 or a +20, and that would get you to complete it. So in 2nd edition, if you went to a career you started in a career that had a +10 weapon skill, and you went to another career that had a +10 weapon skill, you can't buy that again.
Okay.
You've already had a +10.
Yeah.
So in this same way, you go down a notch.
Yeah.
If you have a skill that's already at 5 advances, you don't need to get it to
That's fine.
more advances.
Language Bretonian.
Yes.
Did we get Bretonian because that was the only option we had?
That was automatic because the Bretonian's next door to the Empire,
Okay.
and everyone like the English.
Right.
We all know a little bit of French.
Yeah, but there's also language battle.
Very bad, but you have to roll for it.
But there's also
On
language
Petit
battle.
Peu.
Yeah.
Language
What?
battle.
Okay.
Well, that's
To
something.
be fair,
you
I
would have
thought I'd
access
learned
to.
some of the
Well, let me
language
check.
our next door
Let me
neighbours,
check
the
the
Irish,
skill.
speak.
Is it? You know
Luckily
it's a
it's
skill.
English.
I know it's a skill.
You done
I
that?
will.
We do speak Irish too.
Not that I don't trust
but
you.
you
I
also
just want
speak
to
English,
check.
so I learned that
Yeah,
bit of what you're.
It's not all talk. Battle tongue.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
so language
Do you know
battle
what parade
is a skill which perhaps we would have as opposed to learning Bretonian.
No, that's how you start.
Oh, is
You
it?
don't start with. You're not born with the ability to talk battle or taught that
Okay.
as a 5-year-old. But someone might tell you how to say "fuck off" in French.
Right. Okay. Okay.
You know, kind of thing.
Bretonian.
Bretonian. Sorry, they're not. It's not France, and the Empire's not Germany.
Wink. So
Shoot.
I've got some talents. I don't know what they do.
Okay, let's go and have a look at some more talents. Simon, do you also have some talents that you're not sure what they do?
I think I
Let's start with Bagric. Shout out some of your talents that you want to hear.
Okay. Shieldsman.
Oh, Shieldsman. That might come in handy. Wait.
Is there a reason why we ended up with 120 rather than 125? Because that 5 is pissing me off.
Yes, it's really annoying.
That's just
Floating.
yeah,
Annoying.
that's what it has. It gives you 120.
But you can
It's really
never
weird.
get rid of it.
You can if you spend 125.
No, you don't need to. What you
Yeah,
need
but,
to do is put one of
you
the.
need
If you put one of these up, if
Yeah.
you put that 3 to 4, that costs you 10. If you put that 3 to 5, that costs you 20.
Does it?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Sorry, carry on.
Sorry. Shieldsman. Sorry, I'm trying.
Yeah.
Talking
I've
at
got
the
a
same
couple
time is quite
actually.
difficult.
Um,
You are skilled at using your shield to maneuver others in combat so you can take advantage of a desperate situation. When using a shield to defend, you gain advantage equal to the number of levels you have in Shieldsman if you lose the opposed test. So, if you're defending, so here we go, this is how it works. If someone attacks you, right,
Yeah.
and say your Shieldsman is level 1,
mhm.
and they roll and they get 3 success levels, and you roll to parry and you get 2 success levels, you get to add your 1 level of Shieldsman
Mhm.
to your parry roll because you lost. That brings you up to 3, and I'm on 3, equals each other out. No
So
one
it
wins.
basically improves the chances of me blocking a.
If you're negative.
Yeah, so
It doesn't give you
obviously-
more
but
advances if you
I
win the
I
roll.
win anyway.
Yeah.
But if I lose, it gives me one
yeah.
better level.
And if you level it up,
Okay, that sounds awesome.
yes. And if you were to buy that multiple times, that would mean that you would become a parry master, basically, a defense master, a shield
Okay, well,
breaker.
I'm buying that.
Yeah. How many
so-
times?
What, 1 to start with.
Every time you buy it, it's 100 plus 100 for what level you already have.
Okay, so next I have reversal.
Reversal. Ooh. Reversal. You are used to desperate combats. I love a lot of these talents are about like trying to survive. I like that. Used to desperate combats, able to turn even the direst circumstances to your advantage. If you win an opposed melee test, instead of gaining +1 advantage, you may take all your opponent's current advantage. That's quite cool.
That's horrendous.
That's quite cool. Now, for Bagric, that's probably not going to be as effective as it would be for lesser combatants.
I could have taken that.
I like the fact you call them lesser combatants.
Because you'll probably have advantage a lot of the time. But in those situations where you fight the big bad guy, and he's going to be like, I have advantage, I have 4 advantages, you can go, da-da-da, I've won this one roll, here we go, I take all your advantage. You use their weight against them or find...
Maybe, but when I'm fighting, I do... Currently, I'm on 66.
Oh, blimey. Is that better than before? Is that similar?
Question, let's have a look. It's very slightly better.
Okay.
5 better, in fact. Okay, I have Strike Mighty Blow. Does that just do what I think it does? Is that just +1 damage?
Let's have a look. You know how to hit hard. You deal your level of Strike Mighty Blow in equal damage, in extra damage with melee
So it's
weapons,
like before, but you can take it multiple levels.
up to your strength bonus.
Okay, that's pretty good. So I'm going to take that.
That's terrible because some of the skills in here. So, for instance, I have to take bribery.
Mhm.
Okay. Right.
You've been going around like giving people money and doing all this
I
kind
give
of
people
stuff.
money, but I'm not bribing them.
No, I know.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And
But you're used to an interaction.
But if Alvin walked
Yeah,
into
but
a room,
you didn't used to have to take the skills,
Yeah,
did
but
you?
if Alvin walked
you only
into a
took the
room
advances.
and someone said, "Oh, you're gonna have to give me 10 gold, or else I'm not gonna let you in," I would just punch him. I'm not gonna bribe him Do you know what I mean? The act of bribery is not
Sure,
something Alvin
but you
would do.
understand it.
Yeah.
Because of your interactions with people.
Yeah.
Whether or not you do it or not
Yeah.
is another
So
thing.
charm, I've had to put 10 in charm.
You've been trying to charm the ladies the
Yeah,
whole
to be
time.
fair, you have been doing that a lot.
And you like turn up and go, oh no,
Okay.
these people attacked me,
Okay.
and they've gone and mugged this thing off.
Okay.
Just because they're maybe skills, they're not pumping up your weapon skills.
So, can I go with combat aware?
Oh, let's have a look.
There are 2 skills that are completely alien and should not be taken by Bagric, but apparently I have to.
But that's the
Can I
thing
take
don't get, I mean.
alternatives? Because melee polearm, I'm not going to use a spear. I'm a dwarf.
But you might know how to
Can I
fight.
take two-handed instead? Because that makes literally no sense.
I think
I'll check the skill status to
if
see
you
how
took-
many.
Perhaps if you could simply change the rule that if you're fighting against someone with that kind of weapon, you get a bonus.
It's a big house roll, though.
Yeah, I suppose.
I don't know.
Yeah.
And the other one I have to take is bow. Again, dwarves don't use bows. Could I take crossbow instead? Because those 2 weapons
I let you do that.
zero sense to me.
That's fine. That's more of a cultural difference that I'm happy to make.
Cultural.
What was that when you
besides,
said
you can-
combat aware?
Combat aware.
You are used to scanning the battlefield to make snap decisions informed by the shifting tides of war.
Yeah.
You may take a challenging +0 perception test to ignore surprise, which is modified by circumstances as usual.
Okay.
Kind of goes with your combat reflexes.
Lightning reflexes.
Lightning reflexes, that's going to be +5 to initiative. Let's have a look. You gain a permanent +5 bonus to your starting agility characteristic. This does not count towards your advances.
That'd be good. And last one is Rough Rider.
You are at home in the saddle in even the most difficult of circumstances and know how to get the best out of your mount during conflict. Assuming you have the ride skill,
Yeah.
do you?
Yeah.
You can direct your mount to take an action, not just a move, without a ride test. Ooh.
Okay.
That sounds handy. I don't know all the riding rules, but it sounds like you have to make a roll to see if your horse will kick someone in combat.
Now, interestingly, I can't take melee cavalry
Until the next level.
until the next level.
Yeah, because you're not experienced enough.
I'm
So you've got
not-
100 experience left, haven't you?
Yeah.
Kevin, how are you doing with
Melee
Super?
cavalry,
I'm
Simon,
going
would just
real
let you
focused
use
on that.
lances.
Yeah.
It's not that you can't fight from horseback.
I have
So you could fight with
pray
your
and
sword
bless.
from the back of a
Oh,
horse.
Yeah.
But
Right.
melee cavalry would then let you use a lance.
Yeah.
Praise
My,
skill.
it would let me use my spear as a lance.
Okay, so we're
No,
going to...
spears and lances are different weapons.
Yes, there's a demi lance.
Again, a spear is not a
That's
demi lance.
okay. That's okay.
But
Okay,
yeah,
Yeah.
you could use a
So,
lance
it's a
demi lance.
magical spear.
anyway. Right, pray. Your ability to invoke or otherwise commune with a deity. For more information on using the pray skill to seek divine intervention, see Chapter 7, Religion and Belief. We'll do that. In combat, if your GM deems it appropriate, considering your circumstances and faith, you may use pray to meditate and focus your mind. Each round you spend praying in combat, making a successful pray test gives you +1 advantage. You gain an additional advantage this way up to a maximum of your fellowship bonus. Further, if your enemies understand your language and recognise and fear your deity, the GM may allow you to use pray in lieu of the intimidate skill.
That would make sense with
That's
stuff like chaos
yeah.
or
Sigma will take you down.
yeah,
you know,
chaos,
kind of thing.
undead, basically
Okay.
evil stuff.
So
10 points
we'll
of
have a look at
intimidate that I'm never going to use.
we'll have a look at pray.
All that.
We'll have a
I'm
look
going to
at
put 10 points into
Yeah, but
prey.
no, but to be
Okay,
fair,
the-
prey would only work on those things. Intimidate would be if you're trying to
everyone else.
make a human scared of you.
Yeah.
I mean, there'd no
Yeah.
Sigma,
But
but they'd be like,
I mean,
That's
most
useful.
humans, I imagine, with an angry priest, you could probably.
possibly, but it depends how much
Okay.
they feared him.
It just
I
said
guess.
if they understand your language. So if they understand
And
your
fear
language.
and
your
fear
deity.
your deity, yeah.
Okay, so bless, which is a talent, maximum level of 1. You are watched over by one of the gods and can empower simple prayers. You can now deploy the blessings of your deity as listed in the Religion and Belief chapter. Blah, blah, blah. Basically, you can buy blessings for experience points.
Is that like magic?
It is magic.
Oh,
Now,
yes.
bear with me, because this is the bit I was looking forward to. Because it's nice that someone actually gets to do a bit of magic in the game without Bagric stamping on their nuts. So, religion and belief. The
Sigmar's good. I liked it.
prayers and blessings. Here we go.
Special relationship.
2 ones.
Bros.
Like the UK and America.
Yeah. Right.
What you mean? We'll turn up a couple of years
Blessings and miracles. Prayers. A small number of the faithful stand apart from the peers. There are 2 talents that specifically mark out those blessed. Bless and invoke. So you've got bless.
Yes.
So you can do blessings. Invoke allows you to do miracles.
Yeah, that comes at level 2.
The blessed are watched closely by the gods and risk gaining the disfavour of their deities if they should act contrary to their god's will. In-game, this is represented with sin points. If you violate any of your culture strictures listed under your god, the GM will award you 1 or more sin points, and once you get a certain amount, you invoke the wrath of the gods. Anyway, we'll skip over that for now. Blessings. Blessings are minor manifestations of divine will. A character with a blessed talent receives all 6 blessings for their cult, as listed in Blessings by Cult.
That sounds awesome.
Here we go. So, find the blessings part of your character sheet. Spells and prayers on the back. Maybe. And you get the following blessings. Battle. Courage. People are just seeing the top of my head throughout most of this. And
You need some form of headwear.
I need a
perhaps
hat.
Something written on the top.
Hardiness. Yes. Every episode I have a different thing written on the top of my head.
A hat at a jaunty angle.
Might. Protection.
They all sound awesome.
And righteousness. And I'll read those to you. Right, you may have to remind me which ones you've got. Blessing of Battle. Range 6 yards, 1 target. Duration 6 rounds. Your target gains plus 10 weapon skill. Blessing of Courage. Same again, but willpower. Blessing of Hardiness. Same again, but toughness. Blessing of Might. Same again, but strength. Blessing... Excuse me. Peanut in the throat. Blessings of...
Peanut in the throat.
Blessing of Protection.
I didn't recall that.
Enemies
spell.
must make an average willpower test to attack your target, as shame wells within for considering violence. And righteousness, your target's weapon counts as magical. That is handy, especially
That
against
is really good against
chaos
undead.
demons. Well, chaos demons have chaos toughness in 2nd edition. I don't know if they do in this one, which is basically their toughness is like doubled unless you hit them with a magical weapon.
Also, it will
I
allow
have
you
a
to
magical
affect
weapon.
Ethereal things like ghosts.
Mm.
If something turns out going...
magic, is it?
Sorry?
Is your weapon magic?
Is your weapon magic? Is yours?
Mine
No,
is.
Alvin happens to hold all of the magic weapons
No,
in the
he
party.
gave one to me.
He did.
No, I kept the magical spear and I gave away the magical sword.
Okay, yeah, but
This
we're
is
waiting
true.
to find some non-namby-pamby smoke.
Okay.
Magical blood weapons. Or at least
Like that
heavy
other
ones.
dude. What you want to get to is like miracles, because then you get there's the miracles of Sigmar, beacon of righteous virtue. Heed not the witch. That's a good one. Sigmar's fiery hammer.
That sounds like a euphemism.
If wielding a warhammer, it counts as magical, deals plus fellowship bonus damage, and any target struck receives
Oh!
the ablaze and prone conditions.
It's
Kapowie!
That
It's a
sounds
miracle, though.
angry.
It's a miracle.
Yeah.
To be fair.
Yeah, but if you turn up and go, well, bugger, that's a giant demon, and go, hey, Sigmar, you might be like, yeah, fair enough. At which point,
Okay, right. There's a miracle called the Twin-Tailed Comet.
This is gonna be good.
You invoke litanies to Sigmar, calling on him to smite his foes. A twin-tailed comet, blazing a trail of fire in its wake, plummets from the heavens to strike a point within line of sight and range. The range being a fellowship number of yards.
Fellowship bonus number of yards.
no fellowship.
Fellowship.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Everything within fellowship bonus yards of the point of impact suffers 1d10 plus SL damage, ignoring toughness bonus and armor points. and gains the ablaze condition. Ablaze!
You literally hit someone with a comet.
The
That
target location
Windtail.
must be outdoors.
Oh,
And may only target those Sigmar Wood demon enemy. I like that. Cool.
in other words, well, I don't know. It depends what Alvin does, but you might be able to.
Interesting though, it being a comet, it would have to be really, really, really tiny.
So it wouldn't just destroy everyone.
So it would just kill everyone in the whole city. Like, it would have to be like
Yeah.
pebble-sized to kill.
Yeah, but if it's literally just hitting one guy, it's probably like a,
Yeah.
I don't know, like a tennis ball or something.
Hey,
Tennis ball's pretty big for something coming
from the heavens. I think it's magic rather than space.
Okay.
It's not re-entry, it's just...
It's literally-
it's a fireball, basically.
It's just going...
It's a fireball that rather than you fling out, just kind of goes.
Yeah.
It comes from the clouds
Yes.
rather than space.
Space.
Okay, cool. Right. So we've spent experience points. We've got characters to some level of advancement.
Still got 395 XP to spend. I've mainly bought talents.
Okay. That's fine.
I've got all of the talents.
So it's getting a bit late. So it's 20 to 11
Yeah.
here in the UK.
Go. Alright.
I figured as much. Have you advanced your...
I slept like 1,000 XP because I was waiting for...
I can do this quickly.
So I thought that's my fault. I thought you'd have to buy blessings separately, but you just buy bless and you get all the blessings,
Nice.
which is handy. You done?
Yeah, in 150 more XP, I will be a cavalryman.
Cool.
Well,
Very
I
cool.
will be able to take
Yeah, sure.
go to cavalryman. I've got to get 5 in charm animal, 5 in language battle, and 5 in outdoor survival. All my other stats are already that I require
Yep.
from that are already at 5.
Okay.
And then all I've got to do is put 3 more in my strength. I should put that down the bottom. Strength 3. Yeah, there was a couple of other talents I wanted, but that was the only way I was going to be able to get to cavalry.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
I've done.
I might just come a little bit earlier next time and
That's fine.
work on some more.
Yeah. That's cool.
Otherwise I'm just going to be here.
Okay. So,
No,
what do people think of character creation process? Imagine you didn't have 1,600 character points. To
That would
spend.
make it easier.
Yeah. We're going in as advanced characters, which kind of complicates things.
No, I think it works quite well because you basically just it's just like anything, isn't it? You just decide on which ones you want to be good at and dump it all in that.
Yeah.
Which is fine. There's a few skills you end up having to put in, but then I suppose that just kind of rounds the character. Character. That's how the character would form.
Yeah, and to get on in certain things in
Yeah.
life, you have to learn things that you
Yeah.
not
And
necessarily
if you were
want
going
to
to be,
know
and
about.
if you were going to be a, so I think that's fine.
I don't know how much XP you get, but it does seem it will probably be a lot slower unless the numbers go up.
So I think you get about, depending on tier and stuff, you get like 125, 150 per session.
Okay, so it will get more to kind of compensate because the lower levels we just.
Yeah.
But I've definitely advanced a lot less than Bagric had beforehand.
Mm-hmm.
So my
Yeah.
character level feels lower.
The point per, I'm kind of in of two minds about. As in, like,
It is a hell of a lot more maths.
And I never saw anything
which
that
I hate.
gives you +1 attack.
truly.
The other
truly
system
hate
was
it,
a
but
lot
that's just-
simpler.
So
I
the
preferred
sword
that.
of +1 attack is amazing.
Well, we'll see how we have to
Well,
work
that's a
that.
point. I don't know how. How do you know how many attacks you have?
back.
I think
Like
there's
a-
certain things in combat where you can expend stuff. Let me.
Oh, you'll have to do that.
Yeah, I'll have a
Okay.
look at that. Okay, so we've made nearly 3 characters in 2 and a bit hours. We've had our first taste of 4th edition Warhammer Fantasy Roleplay. Very excited to see where it goes and how the combat works and the rules work, etc. Next time on Flint and Steel, we will hopefully have all the characters finished, or maybe just finish them off, talk to the other guys separately, and we will begin our adventure as our brave fools and adventurers are heading out from the city of Nuln to find Gunter Seuss and the other hostages of the Sansavinos in the town within
His
which their
country estate.
their country estate is residing. You have a bit of a journey to get there. and the mists are rolling in from around the forests along the river. So you are kind of heading out with this caravan, a few caravans of trade goods that are going to go further on, and you're going to head off towards this town. So we will start that next time in 2 weeks. Next week, we've got more Mage the Ascension with Masters and Monsters, so please go and check that out as well. Please check out our Facebook, Twitter and Instagram. Check out our Discord as well. We've been having some more conversations on there. Go and check out our Patreon. Everyone who supports us helps us make this better for everybody else. We get more sound equipment. We've got more cool artwork. There's all kinds of things going on. Hopefully you guys found that a useful session, if not necessarily the most action-packed or entertaining, but a useful session for people getting used to 4th edition. And we will see you next time on Flint and Steel. Bye-bye.
Bye.